All right. Hello, hello. About to get this bad boy started. Welcome on in. Take a seat and enjoy your stay. Oh, look, an ad break. We'll wait for the ads to be over so, we start up and you guys not miss anything. The ads will start in 1 minute, so in about 2 minutes, we'll get this rolling. All right. Let's get this bad boy rolling. Who would like to do the recap?
Opal.
I have the
I
McDonald's
did it
one.
last week.
You did.
I believe last session we started off where we left off the previous session, in front of the castle, preparing to meet with Lady Miriam. Cha got into it. Cha's and I believe Kosik and Zedrin got into their fancier outfits. Did you as well, Niavara?
Neovar does not have a fancier outfit. However, I regret to tell you that is our recap from last session
I'm crying.
that you were thinking of.
No, you can. Somebody else can do this because I am smooth.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, we left off last session right at the end of our meeting with Lady Miriam. A highly anticipated meeting with the leader of Zareth. Apparently a
Yeah.
magnanimous leader who was helping refugees escape from the conflict of the two courts, Seelie and Unseelie, and getting them into the city, which we helped to accomplish as well. We went to meet her and all that stuff. At the end of the meeting, we all left feeling strange feelings, different feelings. Some were neutral, some were negative. Mostly, we felt a little dissatisfied, I think. I'm not going to talk for everybody, but definitely Cha was. We had struck a deal with Lady Miriam to help us trap Marn potentially in Zed's mind the next time he attacks, and to track down Little One so that we may attempt to rescue after Lady Miriam wanted to trade this help for two of our very powerful magical items. We left. We tried to convince the little piano player to leave his post and go solo.
Go freelance.
Truly evil. Poaching piano players.
We went out into the courtyard, and Cha, quite dissatisfied but wanting to still make up with his sweetheart, left, bounded off with a spell attached to him for bounding
Yes.
to attempt to find
Opal
flowers.
used, I believe. Let me check out my spells.
Like a sprinting thing, extra dash. Very
Oh.
dashy anyway, so he just dashed off
Yeah.
and got
Opal
lost.
casted Long Stride around Cha, giving him an extra
Long
10
Strider.
feet to his movement speed.
Meanwhile, the party discovered a strange, massive crocodile emerging from like a fountain or something like that in the courtyard outside of Lady Miriam's house, in which they discovered J- Darvin? Dervin? Dervin.
Man who
guy's
likes being bored.
That guy, the ex-apprentice of old Jim, who we discovered a long, long time ago, and who is apparently riding around in creatures' mouths across the multiverse. He bantered with you guys, and I forgot exactly what was accomplished with all that. I
Not
remember
much.
Zed asking him to dive back into the gator's mouth and see if he could find a ring of protection for Cha, which was, by the way, Cha felt very loved by everybody through that whole episode because it was really adorable to watch all of you sort of plan behind the scenes of how to help him, like with Sarah, which was really cute to just listen to. And I had to turn my mic off most of the time not to laugh and crack up. And eventually Cha approached the place after having picked a bunch of wildflowers because he never found the florist to connect with Sarah again, but instead was met with a small little satyr boy who he had a delightful, adorable little interaction with, and then toward the end of that interaction realized that it was Sarah's brother and that she had been watching the whole interaction. At which point, Cha's party worked together using various mage hands to pass him a very well, planned out, perfectly chosen bouquet of delightful flowers from the florist shop, which they did find, and slid it in there to Cha's hand, in which he stuffed the flowers that he had picked into his pants and pulled those ones out instead. And a sweet little interaction with Sarah. And I think they planned to meet later in the evening. Let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, of course Zed did an incredible, like, just mind-bogglingly delightful deal with the beholder at the magic shop, in which he traded the ticket of fortune that we got from Max ages ago, which was to help him build his new airship. He transferred that over to the beholder, and we really don't know if this actually will lead to a great fortune or not, this ticket. But he traded that for a ring of protection and the promise of bringing more magical items in our journeys for this guy to check out before we take them to Lady Miriam. And it worked with the help of an inspiration. And so they handed the delightful ring of protection off to Cha. Cha was very happy, felt very loved by all his compadres. And then we decided to head back toward the lofty highborn, but not before we get some flowers for Zed to take to his sweetheart who is there. And that's where we left off. Let me know if I left anything important out.
I think you did a good job. Better than I did.
I took quote after quote of Kozik.
Such as?
Such as, is she buttoning the boutonniere on my armor? I just can't say it like him. It just sounded so good at the moment. I just, when I, Finally, I'm the dwarf bride. It's another one. Some will have nicer funerals. When we were talking about people having funerals, Kozik, very, very, in a very elite manner, was like, some will have nicer funerals.
Oh, right. Well, then we're all going to die. But the difference is that some of us will be nice.
Oh, and there was a delightful moment of humility from Kozik Deepshaft in which she said, I must admit that my mage hand cannot be invisible.
That was, yeah.
And there we have it. Delightful session.
And there you have it.
And I would like to bestow that, since I already have inspiration, upon Zed.
Hasn't said a word yet.
On a
Oh,
one.
yeah, Zed, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
we
Sorry.
haven't heard him.
I was
Oh,
muted.
cool.
Crap, I have so many windows open.
And then I think it's only Opal, right? That doesn't have one. Then we might all have a full batch
Full
if we
deck.
don't end up using them to save our asses tonight.
I mean, you might need them.
Oh, ominous.
I mean, it's accurate. You always might need them.
We have
It's like we come
admittedly
across Lady
used them for
Miriam.
some goofy
She was like,
things.
"You guys have any inspiration?" You wanna
Inspiration. Who's
I mean,
her?
she'd gladly trade that.
One of my favorite moments that Zed said when we
Camera.
I think he went up to
Camera.
shake
There
on
we
the
go.
deal with Lady Miriam a couple sessions ago. At that moment he said, and then Tiffany walks in.
Oh, yeah.
That was so funny. Like, oh
There we go.
no,
It's like,
Zed, you don't
it's
love
like
me.
systematically, it was like Cha, Zed. We're all just in the doghouse.
Chipping
Kozik's gonna
away at our
like be bowing to
relationships.
someone, and the Queen of Air and Darkness is gonna show up. He's gonna get in trouble.
You don't think he's not already in trouble hanging out with some other wannabe archfey?
Oh God,
Ooh.
I can only
Oh
imagine.
no. Yeah, what discussion are they gonna have?
Neavara's here with popcorn for it.
What do you
See
think?
how low
You think
how low I
Neavara's
come
out of the
out.
woods too? How quaint.
Neavara is aware that she's deep in the up to her neck in blood, but she's can still walk, and that's what matters.
She can still enjoy the sights of others.
So,
I mean,
what do y'all want to do?
Opal wants to go back to the dungeon, but she will leave it up to you guys what to do.
Where exactly did you leave off? Because my power went out. So where is everybody right now? Like, where are we?
We're right outside Sarah's shop bakery. The
Mhm.
Big
Hold on.
Buns, I believe it was called.
Who's
Big Buns
bakery?
And we
Bakery.
just got a bunch of Big Buns. I don't remember if we got them to go or if we were just munching right there at the bakery.
Which bakery is it?
Sarah's.
Sarah's. Ah, okay. Well, I suppose we ought to just start by talking about what we're doing next.
Yeah,
We have to get flowers for Zed.
I was gonna say, I think the plan was we were gonna go back. We kind of talked about it at the end of the session, just retroactively going back to the Lofty Highborn and whether we wanted to get rest or whatever, because I think it was nighttime at this point.
I believe it was as well.
You mean the Hofty
And so-
Liborn?
Yeah,
Yep.
I keep saying the name wrong. And then I guess the plan was, I guess, possibly rest, and I think we had decided that we were going to go back out to that dungeon
Yeah, that's what I remember.
and hopes that we,
Because
run into
that's
something.
Such a
So-
great idea. Yeah.
We've had a
We're
couple of
so
we've had a
excited.
couple of
Yeah.
of fires in the iron there. We were gonna check out the Adventurers Guild potentially.
Right.
But yeah, the dungeon. Chaw's #1 priority though is to get flowers for Tiffany.
Yeah, like
Zed.
if you guys are going to the dungeon, it's a good thing you guys, almost all of you have inspiration, so it'll work out.
Oh, that's
You've said that more than once.
Yeah.
It's
He can't wait to annihilate us for having
Yeah,
judged his.
That's
his
what it sounds
Lady
like,
Miriam. He's like, they don't
We
like
get to
my leader.
We get to the dungeon and
Destruction.
Lady Miriam's just like right inside the door, just like
I heard every
rubbing her
word.
hands together. Heard you were talking some shit.
Talking some smack.
I only wanted 2 items, but now just
Yeah.
give me your souls.
technically I was bringing that up before I even met Miriam. I'm just saying.
That is true. Not gonna
Brought
lie,
what up?
besties. The going back to the dungeon, the place where we definitely
Ah,
didn't leave
yep.
an undead god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what about it? MJ?
Wait, you left an undead god?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least that's
that we may
Neavara's
have
running
resurrected.
suspicion.
That we may have
Ah.
released from its prison.
Missed
By,
that part.
Yeah, it was before you joined us.
It
Aren't
is.
you
It was.
so happy that you're part of our little band of
I'm
brothers now?
thrilled to go
Yeah,
back
you're
to
joining
this
us right where
place
the
with you.
deepest shit you can possibly be.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about this dead god that you raised from the dead?
We
So-
really don't know what it was, but when we rescued all of the refugees and we were on our way out, and basically
Okay.
we started to kind of get attacked by something else. Neavara cast Turn Undead, and it gave us some time to get out of there. And at the entrance, there was just seemingly some ominous presence, noise, or something that was following us. And so we closed the
Person.
door. We closed the door behind us, and we locked it. And as we were trying to figure out how to get all
See,
of the
what
people
episode was
out
that?
of the entrance of this dungeon cave ruin sort of thing, we just heard
That was
clawing
episode.
on the other side of this door, and it wasn't like trying to claw through the door. It was just kind of like raking nails down this door, just kind of being ominous, letting us know that there's a presence on the other side. We don't really know
Uh-huh.
what it is, but like Nivar was saying, there's
Yikes.
speculation, and yeah,
And that happened
That
after she cast her spell.
Yeah. So turn
Yikes.
that
undead
was
only works for a certain amount of time, and like I think if I remember correctly, Neovar took a
uh,
peek through a door handle and definitely saw the form of a person, and the clues that it's a undead god amount to the fact that the god's name was considered the true name. We were fighting all kinds of fucking zombies. There were even more zombies.
skeletons.
There's a door to hell
ROUSs.
down there.
To
Critically zombie.
illustrate how bad the zombie and undead problem was, sorry. If a creature died in there, it would not stay dead for very long.
Oh
It would get back
dear.
It got up.
for,
Hordes
Good.
of rats.
And this is where we're
example.
going back. We're going back here.
I'm picturing that we're sharing this with
Talking
Sari
about
to like sort of like get her up to speed. Like, yeah.
Okay,
Also,
sounds
Context,
great.
sorry.
that was
one
episode
of the peop-
44 for reference.
One of the smokes that this group was sent to rescue died, and when we went back through the area where they had been killed, their body was not there anymore.
Yikes.
It was. It was
Was it?
skeletonized
It was
is the
just
word.
yeah, it was just devoured.
I swear I remember the DM
Was it
detailing that it left.
Oh, maybe
The-
it had been absorbed by one of the mounds.
Oh.
basically, when we left, we got all the refugees out. Inside,
So 44. I had to look it up.
there, first of all, there was a lot of things that we came across inside the ruins. One of which was a room that had a very large crystal that had chains that were coming off of the crystal and looked to be places in the wall where they used to be chained and they weren't anymore. And this crystal, we ended up there was 3 or 4 of us, I think, that grabbed shards from it.
It was
And when we
destroyed.
left, it was kind of ominous. And so Niavara mentioned that everyone that has a shard, chuck it back into the ruins. We're not going to bring him with us, and we're going to come back and get the shards and investigate further. So that was more or less kind of that last notion of, okay,
Ah,
we're gonna basically get all these people back to safety.
right, right.
But
And
we
then go
wouldn't have
back and keep exploring.
Yeah, like we wouldn't have left, I think, originally, if we didn't have to get all the people back to safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it
It was
was
more or less like,
definitively
we
a
gotta-
temple to the guy who's been fucking with Zed.
That's what we
Mhm.
more or less kind of gathered.
Or it
So we
might
were
be
all
a
into
temple,
it.
yeah, made by the guy that's been fucking with Zed, for a god, a specific undead
True.
god. Either way, Marn had a connection there. Niavara had like weird interactions with her dark gods that she's been remarkably silent about with Sari so far.
Cha had a cosmic vision of Tio Moonblade while there, and with that reptilian figure who's been following us around since the beginning of the campaign.
The
There
one
was a
with
lot
the-
going on there.
There was a lot.
Damn.
So we have
And it
many
seemed like
reasons.
the rod was like reaching its power threshold, maybe because it was getting all hot or something toward the end. Like maybe it wasn't even being able to fend off the effects anymore. I do remember it just getting hot. I didn't know if that meant it wasn't going to work anymore, but
Computer overheating type situation. It's not that it's not going to work anymore. It's that it might start slowly bulging.
It might turn into a bomb on you.
I'd have to say
Yeah.
one of the reasons we definitely wanted to go back were 2 unexplored rooms because we want to 100% this game,
Obviously, that's how it works, right?
We're achievement hunters.
The room in the
so
back had like words written in Infernal that I don't know if Shaw had the time to go look at closely.
No,
Yeah.
but he did realize there was like a death lock on that door, And I think that you all figured out it was a door to the infernal realm, and might have shared that with Cha. And so
And that's
it's
where
not
you're
like
from,
Cha
right?
wants to rush.
Is that where
That's
you're
where
from,
Cha's
right?
from.
Okay.
Correct. So it's not like he wants to go rushing back in there or something. But to know there's a door to the infernal realm there is is disturbing.
Yeah. Wow. This sounds like a loaded trip. Okay.
But
Let's do
first,
it.
we have to get flowers for Zed and Tiffany.
Flowers for Zed and Tiffany.
And if you happen to have any last rites, that you guys want to take care of Opal, sorry. That might be something you would be invested in.
Yikes.
Um,
Last rides. Okay.
Cha, I think you're covered. I know I'm definitely covered. None of my family are kind of come collecting my bones. Ha ha ha. Kozik. Zedrin, we've covered this. But Opalyn, sorry, we actually don't know very much about what you guys are even doing this for. I'm just doing this for the love of it.
For whatever reason, I feel like that's the most honest Niavara's ever been.
Yes.
I'm just doing this for the
Was
love
that
of it.
Niavara or was that out of character?
That was Niavara.
Okay. So I think
That
our jaws are all dropped open. Yep.
He's like,
Opal will lean over to
sneezes.
Cha and go, is this unusual?
Oh, sure. Everything's like
Niavara, are you feeling
riddles
well?
and sideways and it's like she'll say things that are obvious, but she says them in such a way that you feel stupid after you realize what she's saying. It's incredible, really. It's an incredible skill. I
Incredible.
appreciate it.
Undercommon, if you will. Last time I'm going to be emotionally honest with you kids. Then all right. I acknowledge that I'm the young. Niavari is likely one of the youngest people in this party, but she's not going to let that stop her.
Use that truth and openness to shock us when you can. It's an
Mhm.
appropriate technique.
Besides that, I also am unbearably nosy about this, and you guys have been so mum. So I'm going to take the opportunity of our impending dooms to pry.
Hmm.
You want to know something else about Max?
I think you've said.
Okay, I'll dole it out slowly. Keep the enthusiasm.
Our,
Max?
oh, Captain, our captain, whose dreadful ship is gone.
Oh, okay. Okay. You talked about him before.
We're getting a first-hand experience of what it's like to join a campaign 50 episodes in with Sadi.
Yeah, right.
Godspeed.
What?
Just hear all these names and just slowly take it in. It'll all work itself out, I'm sure.
We'll get
I'm
there.
glad you think so. Okay.
There's a lot.
So
we're still trying to figure out a lot.
But no, what are you actually planning on doing? You're going to come join us on a quest to, I don't know, beat up God, I guess, for lunch money.
We could use some extra gold.
Well,
yeah, Sari, how do you feel about gods of undeath? Do your holy rites connect you to wanting to destroy such things, or because you said that you kind of dabble in the holy arts, yes?
well, to tell you the truth, I've lost a lot of people lately. I've lost my family, and I've lost my I lost my mentor, and I suppose I'm feeling a bit reckless. And but the oath that I took is to rid the world of evil. And when I see an opportunity to come in and help people rid the world of an evil person, I'm very interested in this Marn character that's taken over our friend's mind, and getting to that one and seeing if we can get rid of this fella. So I'm very interested in, yeah. in
Well, we
getting
have
rid of these.
evil around us aplenty, sorry. You'll have your work cut out for you. For sure.
Niavara is like mentally like pulling back on her collar, like looking over to Kozak, like ooh,
Well,
I don't see that
it's
working out too well for
well,
you
you
and
have
me,
to think
Kozak.
about what you mean by evil. I'm talking about the real nasty stuff, like this fella getting into Zed's head, and there's creatures that some people will think of as evil, and I don't see it that way. I see the good in everything, and even if they don't want to see it in themselves. But when you start talking about those beings that really want to do harm, that's a whole other story.
Like
Well,
Zed,
at this
Zed's
point,
gonna hear that and he'll look over at Sorry and he'll kind of maybe for the first time in like a couple days, you just kind of see this uh semblance of kind of a bit of a smile, or at least, he's got a pleasant look and he's kind of looking and just nodding a little bit. He's very um I don't know if impressed would be the word, but he's like taking to what Sorry is saying.
Sorry, you're so lovely, and I hope that I will preserve that image as best I can manage, no matter how much I have to lie to do it.
Don't let me give you the impression that I'm naive about who people are. I just know that there's some real evil out there that needs to be dealt with. And it's my oath. And it's my oath to help take care of that.
Just
So when I
well, it
see an
says a lot that
opportunity,
you didn't throw a sharp object at me the first moment you saw me. So that says a lot.
no, like I said, I don't see individuals as evil. I don't see it. I meet the people that I meet, and I find out who they are, and I take them for who they are. I don't have any, I don't assume, who you are just because of your blood.
It's totally the stuff that we do and the beliefs that we hold close to us. I understand completely. I'll have to do the worship inside.
Do what inside?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Did she mumble that? She
sorry,
mumbled. I would guess that she
sorry, don't
mumbled
worry
that.
about that.
Shaw's like looking at Sari. He's like, I think definitively we've met a lot of characters with ambiguous intentions, but this Marn is a real shitbag. So I
Sounds
think
like it.
that we're all in pretty much agreement that this guy needs to go.
Oh, 100%.
Whereas the jury's out on practically everyone else we've met.
Except for that chonky cat, apparently.
That chunky cat, yeah.
That chonky
Shaw
cat
has a lot
is
to feel
killing
with him,
people.
whatever he thinks. I think the cat's funny.
I think Chaw thinks it's funny, but he's also maintaining the like
The
pissiness
airs.
toward it because of the first impression. So
Hmm.
you can't be disliked by Chaw for long if you're not blatantly trying to murder him.
Mm.
How
All right.
often has this group tried to murder Chaw?
None.
Yet.
0.
Yet.
Yeah.
There was one player who did try to murder Chaw on their first meeting.
Oh,
And was it
Raoul?
Niavana?
Oh dear.
Oh no,
No, it was
Max.
Max, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raoul is, yeah. I don't even know why Max did that. We were unfreeing them, untying
It
them.
was interesting. It was an interesting, yeah.
Irregardless.
I
All
figured.
right, so
I think Chaw just thinks he just expects it because he's a tiefling. Like, of course, people want to throw sharp things at me when they first see me. He doesn't even blame anybody for it. He didn't blame Max either. He just-
Niavara blames.
Oh, Max, what a delightful character.
So, are we making plans to go shopping? Have Zedrin kiss someone goodbye, and then head back out, or are we planning on staying here the night and trying in the morning?
Well, I did say I was going to meet with Sarah later this evening. she gets off her shift.
Right.
So I'm thinking, let's get flowers for Zed, and we'll pick them out. You guys did such a good job. You picked like this incredible bouquet. It was perfect.
Is
It
Cha
was
still holding
exactly
on
what
to
I
the bouquet?
imagined. Oh no, he gave them to Sarah.
Oh, I gave
I
them to
know.
Sarah.
I just imagine it would be funny. We got the bouquet for you to give it away, and you just held on to it.
That would be such a Cha thing to do.
They're so
100%.
pretty.
He does he does put his hand in his pants and pull out the flowers he had collected though, and shows them to everybody. It's like, this is what I got. You guys did way better. I don't even know if
Oh,
these are
man.
weeds or not.
I mean, technically, anything could be called a weed if it's growing somewhere it's not wanted.
Right? That's why I had no clue.
So technically, I think these would be considered flowers.
Most weeds
Dandelions.
grow a flower, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so glad you found the florist though, because if I gave like what Sarah thinks are weeds to her, like, oh my goodness, what a faux pas.
I mean, she could have just eaten them, I suppose.
I don't know why. I'm also just picturing on our way back, we're walking past all these different, like cottages and homes that just have really angry gardeners out front that are upset as to why like half of their like flowers and things have been picked and are missing. Shaw's just like slowly tucking everything back in his pants as we're walking by.
He's got his hands behind his head doing the anime walk where they're like whistling and their eyes are closed, but they're still walking.
Unbothered, moisturized,
In my lane.
in his lane, self-assured, flourishing.
Cha,
So
everybody.
I believe there was a secondary florist, though. That was the one that our dear friend Tamara pointed out to us.
Never.
If you stare at
So
them
can
in a nod, she
Niavara
would have appeared
make
and
a survival check to see if like she can figure out where the next one would be,
So you're
or like
trying to,
a history?
so you're looking for a different florist, or
Because I believe that we asked Zedrin's girlfriend where a florist is, unless they were one in the same location that Tamara showed us.
I mean they're essentially the same one because they're in the more royal quarters. So that was like the best, the one that is known the most, or perhaps the one that that group of individuals go to often.
Can I ask
So,
before we leave for the star? I wanted to ask Niavar. You'd been asking why we wanted to join you, and I was interested to hear from Opal as well.
oh shit, right, Opal.
ah shit, attention was brought to me.
I
Hmm. I just
thought that
wanted
might
to,
be.
I simply wanted to join an adventuring party. I've been adventuring for a while on my own. Been a bit lackluster. So joining a party
Hmm.
seemed to be a good change of pace.
That sounds like quite a change of pace we got coming.
Oh, you have no idea. They were very warm and welcoming.
The TLDR, I was bored.
I mean,
Yeah. That's a both in
I was
character and
lonely.
out of character thing. I
I
want
was
some more
so
D&D.
bored adventuring on my own.
And hey, traveling in a group is safer.
Is it though? Sure about
Hey,
that?
do we have any wizards who are about to cast fireball
is-
at me?
Is
All
that-
the merrier.
Misery loves
Kind of
company.
like having a big family gathering, but we do it every day. Except family that I actually want to be around.
I do not think you can compare those two things. Cha.
Well, I've never had family I want to be around, so it's my best estimation.
I think it's a great one, Shaw. It's like family to me as well.
Sorry, I was interested in your mentor. You've mentioned them a couple times. Who was your mentor? What happened? You don't mind talking
Oh
about it.
gosh. Oh, he was such a wonderful, wonderful man. Ah, I was uh, I was working in the village at a smithy, and I after hours I'd practice in the yard with with the swords and the shields and working on really getting to hone my craft. And I don't know, he came through a couple times, and the last time he was just hanging out a lot watching me practice. I knew he was watching me. But I just I kept trying to impress him, but then the last time he came back, he asked me if I would be interested in traveling a little with him. And I thought, I'd never had an opportunity to really travel about or anything, so I decided I'd go with him. And well, it just turned into quite the friendship and quite the mentorship. And I took my oath with him, and he's been real important in my life. I'd already lost my parents, so he's just been real important to me. And well, he passed about a year ago. Yeah. So we were traveling together about I'd say 6-7 years. So yeah,
Significant.
yeah, he was real important.
What was his name?
I'm going to keep his name to myself, I think. It's
Oh, no problem. No
yeah,
problem.
yeah. But thanks for
And was
asking,
he,
Chad.
was he, did he die of natural causes or?
Uh, no, he didn't. He was killed by somebody we were trying to take out, and a real beast of a fella. And yeah, he got the better of him, which I could hardly believe, because he's just been able to stop anything and take out anyone. And all those years he was just so amazing. And this time he didn't make it, so I barely got out myself. And yeah, still working through that. So
Hope it's not one of the screwballs we've been dealing with. Did you manage to finish them off?
no, I barely got out. Yeah,
Out of where? Well, who are they, if it's okay?
I think I'm gonna leave it there, Cha. I think that's all
Sure,
I need to
sure.
share right now. But I really appreciate your asking.
Yeah, no
But
problem.
yeah, I'll share more another time.
Yeah,
And
to the
sorry, turned away
flowers.
to the flowers.
Back to the flowers.
All this emotional honesty is going to make me a little bit sick.
If that's a sickness I don't want to cure.
Uh,
Oh no, now it was Shaw. Now she's got Shaw and sorry, Dean. No fuckers.
I love to make Niavara go. Ugh. It's so delightful.
Well, you notice she still hangs out here. That's all I'm gonna say. However much she
Exactly.
complains, she's still here.
That's
mm,
true.
mm.
And that
That
tells
fan art?
us a little something that I won't say anything that'll upset her, but
Traveler, help me. Barring that, Keeper take me and Fury guide me.
They definitely have been on the journey too, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. No kidding. I have answers I want that I don't seem to be getting. But we'll see.
Hmm.
We will, in fact, see.
We'll drag them out of Marn before we desiccate his corpse.
Seeing the
that's what I like hearing.
Sorry.
That's what I like hearing right there.
Are we the bad guys? Anyway,
Lord Azur would be proud.
so you make your way to the florist once again.
Zed, what do you think speaks of Tiffany?
Right, well,
What do you know of her
my notes on the floor.
personality, traits?
Lynn's flowers.
Cotton candy, lilies of the valley, honey itself as a concept.
She's a sprite. Do they like certain things? I mean, we had Rain with us. He was pretty unique in his tastes.
And that's one word for it.
Cube, based on the background that Zed learned, when they spend an evening together, would any of that information stand out or lead me to have any insight of what potential type of flowers or something like that?
Daffodils.
Would that
Daffodils.
Daffodils.
okay?
Oh, that was easy.
That was rather quick.
Damn.
So yeah, basically, OOC Zed knows about Tiffany's past, basically why she's here and doing what she's doing. All right, so then if we're at the flower shop, I guess Zed wasn't there when you guys were putting the first kind of bouquet together. So he's probably walking in for the first time and getting that punch of aroma that you all experienced.
The Bath and Body Works treatment.
Yeah, right.
Zed, you can also
I-
give me just a little nature check.
Nature? Okay. I just gotta
I guess
Yeah.
nature. Wait, let me think. Look at this.
Spicy just had me roll for initiative in my channel.
Nature would give you one bit of information. History would give you a different bit of information.
So either or?
Either or.
They're literally both the same. Do this. It's good.
Yep, that's a daffodil.
Um,
No information
yeah,
on
so
that.
Zed'll kind of
Skip
walk
that
in with
note.
you guys. My goodness, this place is majestic. So I'm not really sure about flowers and all this, but I've got just that lingering feeling that, well, from what I know about Miss Tiffany, she probably likes some daffodils. But I don't know if I
You-
only want to bring daffodils. Maybe spruce it up with something else.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
Yes.
perfect. Sounds perfect.
Chaw would like to walk up to the shopkeep and be like, which flowers here really speak of like romance and true love?
And go with daffodils.
Hmm. I mean, in theory, you can keep it with a very spring bouquet and have like a assortment of like tulips, hyacinths, daffodils.
Iavara, that who knew?
Do you even have those things in the Underdark?
Shaw, how many
Yeah,
times did I tell you that I just wasn't in the Underdark as often as an adult as you think I was?
I'm sorry. You're right. Just so new.
Hmm. Secondly, no, they're just pretty. Flowers in the spring and the morning are very nice.
I'm writing that quote down. That's also one we're not going to hear from Niavara very often.
Yeah, write that down underneath the one that from earlier that's just Niavara blames.
So,
So
but you
I
could.
assume we just ask the shopkeep to do maybe the same thing that they did with Cha's bouquet.
Perfect. Just ask them to put together the bouquet for us. They usually have such a good sense. I mean, if you know you want the daffodils and all those other lovely flowers that Navara's talking about, then they'll put us together something real nice.
Aye, all right. Hey, yeah, shopkeep. If we could get some sort of arrangement that's got what were the ones? Niavara. I know daffodils and
Hyacinths,
yep,
tulips, and
that one.
foxglove are all spring florals.
But what she said.
Wow.
Yeah, I have
Can't
no
get
idea
over
what
it.
it comes to when we're talking about flowers.
Um, yes, I can acquire such a thing. And she
You did a
snaps her
bang up
fingers.
job with your with my bouquet, by the way. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of a living. Yes, and she points a finger at some plants, and they just kind of magically grow legs and waddle across the floor and then hop up on the counter. And she does this several times to varying different first off requested flowers
Oh, love
and
it.
a few others that you haven't really requested, such as the gladius flower, which has this very delightful, like, vibrant pink to it. Sometimes they have a little bit of, violet coloring, like a washed down pink, but very, very orange, orange, a little bit of white, and kind of reddish. And to contrast this, she pulls some iris for shape because they have a very exotic leaf pattern, as she points out to you. And last but not least, she pulls out some lilies to add some coloration and intermingling of the different colors.
Good Lord, cubed. Who knew?
Sorry, just shouts out to the DM.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Good Lord, cubed. Who knew?
just shouting to the
This is
gods.
the player.
Hey, maybe that's her. Maybe that's who she made her oath with.
Sorry,
Sounds like a
hands are
god.
up in the air. She's, good lord.
Good Lord, Cube.
And yeah, as she's doing this, she gives you a brief little rundown of like the meaning of some of these. Daffodils are known. Story has it that they are about rebirth and forgiveness. Um, Gladius are known to symbolize strength, which is why I've put them here and here. And she points to, somewhat out on the edges of the bouquet, the bouquet, the bouquet. The iris. Oh, sorry. The iris, though colorful, typically represents eloquence, as you can tell by the shapes and the particular style of flower and how they bloom. And lilies, last but not least, are usually representative of refined beauty. And to some degree, I suppose, innocence, sweetness. And she just starts
Incredible.
assembling all of them.
Oh, there's so much to learn.
Once upon a time, I had to study fan culture. I will never. Not again.
Really? Fans?
Mhm. Some
It was torturous. It was
women's
miserable.
women's circles, some of them at least, say that you can, in theory, have conversations with them. That assignment was a nightmare.
We were talking to a fan.
No, talking to others at a party with fans, so that others might not see directly what I was saying to someone else, even though we were all doing it in plain view of everyone else. I didn't understand it. How is it meant to be a coded message when everyone is supposed to be using the same code?
Use a fan to code messages. Oh, okay.
But no, that lives in the same realm in my brain as flower meanings, or the language of flowers. I know it exists. I'm very bad at it.
Yavara, you were definitely like killing it about the flowers, though.
I wouldn't say you're bad at it at all. Certainly got more knowledge than I have.
When you're outside often enough, you start picking things up, and they just appear in people's gardens because they're from bulbs, right? From the ground.
Was there a sneaky way to use flowers for clandestine means?
I mean, some of them are poisonous, but no, not like that.
I've been told over and over the names of certain flowers. People would point them out to me over and over, and I just can't keep the damn name in my head. It's just not what my brain wants to do, I guess.
Oh, I am very good at memorizing. And this she says with a little bit of a smile.
And
It's
it doesn't take
that
very
just
long for her to assemble the bouquet, by the way.
it just popped in my head. I don't think we mentioned it in the recap, but Niavara
Ah,
turned herself into Cha and was
Oh, right.
basically like doing cartwheels and saying like Chazarisms, something like that.
mhm.
Chawisms.
Yeah, there
Chazarisms.
we go. And yeah, that was just popped in my head. That was really funny.
That was
Um,
funny.
Further,
That
Chop
was
managed to
classic.
hug her, won the reverse opposing
The
acrobatics check
contested acrobatics check.
with Kozix of, oh wow, I didn't realize Drow had teeth that sharp.
I love it. Cha did the same thing, right? He tried to mimic Niavara and just creeped everybody out. Or Niavara like did it perfectly. Cha just like freaked everybody out.
So she
So,
assembles the bouquet.
You keep going on about that. Okay, sorry. That's sorry, not the excuse me.
It's assembled.
you have maybe a note or something that I could add?
Oh, good one.
Sure.
Oh, that's a nice touch, Sid.
So you'll kind of see Zed. He'll kind of walk over, and he's not often like in a corner, but he's kind of to himself, and he'll start to write a bit of a note. It's not lengthy or anything. And if you're watching him, you'll see him. He'll pull something out of his pocket. He's gonna place it down on the counter, and he's gonna put the piece of paper over it, and he's gonna kind of do the whole thing where you know, um, like rubbing the pencil over something, and you're getting the indentation. Like if you do it over a coin or something like that, and you're kind of shading in that outline.
Right.
Tracing.
So you just kind of see him doing that in the bottom corner of this little note, and then he puts something back in his pocket, and he'll fold
Oh.
it in a very very neat and a nice crease, and he'll tuck it in, or he'll actually probably he'll go back to the counter and say, could you find a good place to put this? I don't want to mess anything up.
Would you like it to be hidden? Apparent.
Noticeable. Don't. I want it to be found.
Very well. I can do that.
Thank you. And what do I owe you for this magnificent arrangement?
For the bouquet, 1 gold.
On
If you
me.
wish to have it delivered by our services, then that would be an extra gold. We have to find people.
Whatever you wish, Zed.
Hmm.
It's the
I think
delivery
it's
that
more
gets you.
personal and much nicer for a woman to receive the flowers directly.
I think I'd rather give them to her myself, but unless there's something maybe special that we could do, and that I don't know. I'm overthinking it. I'll just hang on to them.
You mean like a flash mob? That's a
Okay. I
great
was just thinking like
idea.
what the potential like I took a second just to be like, what could we do anything cool? But nah,
Oh, we could do so much cool. Come on.
I
Like
just
the
don't want to
spells
spend
amongst
too
us.
much time on me getting flowers to Tiffany.
Are you sure about this? This could be the flower episode.
I don't want to steal Chaw's thunder. That was last episode.
No way. This is going to be all yours.
If I'm being honest, Zed wants to get moving and try and find little one.
Good call. Good call. Chaw lays down a gold coin on the table.
I appreciate that, Chaw.
You bet, buddy.
She takes it.
What was your name, miss?
I was just about to ask. Nice.
It's funny you asked that question because her name is actually on the shop. Flynn.
Lynn.
And then she points to the sign that specifically and blatantly says Flynn's Flowers.
Gosh. You know, I'm a little
You got ads.
absent-minded. I just walked in with everybody. We're talking
That
about,
tracks.
people we've traveled with and people who've been murdered, and, just stuff like that.
Well, she could have been an employee, it's fair.
Hey, that's a good point. See, we never want to assume.
That's right.
Niavara is using probably the shopkeep's distraction at that to see if she can eye up a cool button to take. She's been back to this place twice. It has to be commemorated properly.
There you go.
Yeah, you'd probably see a coat rack behind the counter with a button up, very regal looking coat.
Oh no. Mm-hmm. Niavara is considering it rather painfully at that point. In which case, she's like, you know what? I think I'd like a bouquet just for me. Ma'am,
Oh, lovely.
I'd like windflower, begonia, hyssop, and burdock.
Where the fuck does she know about all these flowers?
Why was that so specific?
Out of character, I had them. I'm writing a book. I will put them in the chat so that it can be understood what the meaning of those flowers specifically are.
Or they windflower
Cool.
begonia.
Nice. Perfect.
Hmm. What a sad bouquet.
Purposefully. She knows her role in this. And then she's
Going
going
to-
to make a little, like, sort of sliding over. You know, like, she's wanting to see, of course, this woman make her bouquet. She's very interested in the art of this. And she's going to attempt to sneakily nab a button and immediately fuck up.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Immediately.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Now would be a time for inspiration. You do have a lot of them floating around.
No way.
Nevar is totally fine letting it ride. But if she happens
Dude,
to
Cha
fumble the
will
ball,
donate. Cha
No,
will
no,
donate
no,
this
no, no.
inspiration.
I'm sure Nevar could play this
Once
off.
you'd have the button. Okay, yeah. You know what? That's a good point. We should give her a chance.
Of anyone, I feel like Nevar's got this.
if what?
I say of anyone, I think Neavara's got this.
Yeah.
Here, here.
So if that fails, Nevar will attempt to use deception to slide herself over. Like, oh my god, I totally tripped. Lie.
Oh.
do check. Sleight of hand's definitely, yeah, that's gonna get busted. Okay, so you go to, so she points at, some of the flower pots as you make the request, and she looks at you like, interesting choice. Because she is also a purveyor of understanding the meanings of flowers, and you have also conveyed your knowledge of them.
I was told it was meant to be my wedding bouquet.
She just kind of shrugs. But so you go to reach for some buttons, and even most people's passive perception is enough to spot that. However, she herself doesn't really do anything about it. But you do see a little tiny vine from behind the counter just kind of reach up and kind of do like a little wrist slap, like psh. And at that point, you actually realize, because you're trying to like sneak behind the counter to do this, the floor behind her is not even a floor. It's an amalgamation of vines that have interwoven and intertwined themselves into a platform around her. And it kind of looks like her feet has kind of sunk into it a little bit. Kind of like the vines have wrapped around like her feet and her ankles and stuff. But she seems unperturbed by it.
Nevar sort of shivers a little bit, like, ugh. That is quite the interesting druidic layout there.
I do take very good care of all of my friends. And little vine kind of reaches up, and she almost very serpent-esque. She just kind of pets it a little bit, and it's this vine, this very colorful, healthy-looking vine. You can give me a nature check if you would like.
Nope.
Would you like to use an inspiration?
Nah. Neavara has very specific, narrowly tailored knowledge to specific missions. So if she doesn't know, she doesn't know. She's not worried.
Okay. Works for
She's
me.
like, that is a snake. I'm convinced.
Though I would permit you to try not to steal from individuals who essentially have eyes everywhere. And at the same time, she's still snapping her fingers and pointing at pots as they just grow legs and run to her counter.
Niavara sort of takes a moment and she's like, "Oh, right." I will say it's not necessarily stealing as much as a little habit that is harmless and pointless. And that is precisely why it's fun to try it anyway. It's not the coin that's in the pockets, it's the button that's on the shirt.
I love that justification.
It's
No
just
one misses
petty
the one at the
theft.
bottom anyway.
I think she almost convinced me that it wasn't stealing.
There's a reason why shirts
I
come with an
I don't
extra
believe a
one.
word of it.
Jesse.
She's like, I understood that you're a lost cause on this. I know paladins all too well.
Well, don't make assumptions.
Oh no, I'm not making any assumption. I have a base of knowledge, a well to pull from. My brother was one.
What kind of which oath did he take?
Ah, wouldn't that be telling?
Which oath did he take?
Yeah, wouldn't that be telling?
Niavara, which oath did your brother take?
Devotion.
Ah, I see.
Indeed. And she will not further elaborate on the divine devotion to love.
Well, I'll just have you know that our oaths are a little different.
Niavara looks at Shaw very heavily, like, "Oh no, exactly the same. Paladins all alike, I promise."
Right? Holy warriors. Just
No,
causes.
pretty different.
No.
Oath of devotion, pretty different than oath of the ancients. I'm just saying. We don't have quite such an attachment to the law.
Well, that's a
That's
step
a
in
one
the
way
direction of our group.
It's not about the law and about, never mind.
about the right thing, right?
No, it's just about life. It's just about, for us, it's just about helping to keep the beauty of and life and light of everything, just keeping it alive and keeping it growing and just standing against things that just want to bring darkness into the world. Like it's not the same as this sense of duty and law and honor and
The pursuit of
whatnot.
justice and
Yeah,
the
it's a little different.
Nivar is still like,
Well, understandable if you've got a brother that took an oath of devotion. I can understand your attitude.
oh yes, that's part of it. Sense of restorative justice, if you will, that may or may not directly conflict with some of your ideals.
Meanwhile, the bouquet is complete.
Oh,
Ah, it's beautiful.
haunting. I love it. I will say, they're very pretty to have such dark meanings.
Well, life and death are part of the cycle.
That's right.
basically, for those of you who didn't sneak behind the counter, you just kind of see a little vine. Yeah, maybe you didn't notice it before, but you just kind of see a vine on top of the counter just slowly retracting.
Niavara will reach through her pack and she'll take out her gold and she'll lay it down on the counter. And then she's like, okay, I understand stealing's bad for now. But like also the buttons are truly appealing to me and it's been quite a bit since I have indulged this and that one is very interesting on that particular coat.
My treat.
Mm,
How's a firework going off?
I'm
Chop
happy to.
puts down however much. No, no, no. You all
And
took great
Shaw.
pains to help me with my love life. I would love to give back to you a little here and there. You know.
Don't break the bank or anything with that one gold coin.
So no, Niavara is attempting to buy a button.
Oh, the button.
She's happy to pay for the bouquet because her diversion didn't work, but she does like the flowers.
Oh, he's paying for the bouquet too. On me. I
Well,
love you
Don't think we're
guys.
convincing him otherwise.
You see, that coat is not really for sale.
Just the button, please. She loves buttons.
I'm getting
There's
the
a smirk.
impression.
There are so few things that Niavara openly and acknowledgingly loves, but buttons are one of them. Please.
There is a smirk that crosses her lips. If you want that button, you're gonna have to take it. And you see a vine reach up, and this is something that you all can see, and grab the coat, and it kind of disappears behind the counter.
Cha smiles. Accepted. And he's gonna jump
And-
over the counter.
Nope.
Nope.
Zed's gonna
interjecting?
grab Cha, and he's just gonna look at him. Hold on, mate, and attempt to go fishing for this button with his mage hand. Invisibly,
I'm checking
might I
something real
add.
quick because I think you have the can't.
But much to Kozik's chagrin, invisible mage hand.
Wait, if it's Thieves' Cants, yeah, Niavara and Zedrin both have it. It comes free first level rogue feature.
Yep.
The vine itself is doing a bit of a thieves' cant.
Oh,
What? And what's it
cool.
saying to us?
Super
Essentially, you
cool.
gather. You have been challenged to take it.
Zed's
Roll
gonna say
initiative.
can't. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
I was
Is there
saying,
more?
essentially, it's saying you've been challenged to take it. You have by midnight.
Oh.
I guess as we're hearing this, Zed's already gonna attempt to just use the mage hand. Do I need to roll
Niavara
like sleight of hand
is
or
using
something?
insight to consider this challenge.
With a 19 insight, it's a you'd probably gather this is maybe a little bit playfulness among thieves, where it's like they know you want something and they want you to actually
Nice.
work to get it now. But you also gather that, maybe not necessarily during work business hours kind of thing.
Ah, gotcha.
Mhm.
So whose coat was it, she'll ask, if it's not for sale? I'm assuming not yours.
The vine seems to. Are you doing this in Thieves' Cant?
Uh, you know what? I actually think she would. And she's gonna, like, go on about how, the flower stem look good curled. Like that, as she, like, puts it under her hair. like pointing back to the self as like a measure of like repeating back, like, so this is about ownership. Wearing it to symbolize the coat that she's the coat.
With a series of gestures from the plant, very clearly communicating and having a level of intelligence in that regard. So you kind of ask that question, and the response is somebody got stuck in a vine that they shouldn't have.
Oh. Goodness.
But I like
Me,
this one. And you kind of gather that from that insight, it's in regards to, you know, the florist. It seems to like her company for some reason.
I see.
Intriguing.
She'll take her bouquet of poisoned and dangerous and ominous flowers and put it, like, hold it up to her chest, like, aha, and see here.
For inquiring minds, it's a
They look great,
sentient
Neavara. They really fit your
assassin vine
aesthetic.
About
that has been
right.
cultivated.
But with that in mind, I do think that we need to be going then. As she sort of looks at Zedrin directly in the eyes.
So you were doing Mage Hand.
Yeah, I was gonna attempt to
Steal.
steal, yeah, to immediately grab whatever it was.
Yeah,
But
Chop too. He was just gonna try to go for it.
I think Zed will kind of, because Zed heard all the thieves' cant as well, so Zed will kind of get the message, and he'll snap. He'll be like, all right, yep, you're probably right. And with the snap, he basically poofs his mage hand.
Poof.
To be continued, Miss Flynn.
Why are
We
you
will
saying it like
return.
that? Weird. So, what do y'all? I mean,
I assume we
she's
head
kind of
out.
chilling.
How much was it for all that stuff? For the bouquet, for Neavara's bouquet.
1 gold.
All right. Chop puts down a gold.
G for a boot. 1 G for a
So where are you
bouquet.
meeting Tiffany's, Edrin? When you going to give her the flowers?
Oh, she's the proprietor and basically the owner of the Lofty Highborn. So, well, I at least know where she's at.
That's
I
right.
figured if we were gonna go back there for the evening, well, might be able to pop in and see her after a shift or something.
All right. Well, let's go, shall we?
Kozik, how you doing over there, buddy?
Just sniffing the flowers here.
Starting the pollen.
Kind of, I have a little sniffle. Achoo! Oh, there was a lot of pollen in that one.
Well, thank you, Miss Flynn. That was great.
I'll be
All
here.
right. To the Hofty Liborn!
Truly.
To the tavern and inn. I mean, at this point, you guys know your way around town, so you could make your way straight there. Doesn't really require much needing to ask for direction at this point. You've been here long enough. At least I have a general idea of where it is. Also knowing that it's probably the most luxurious tavern and inn that's available. For now. Dun dun dun. But you make your way back?
Right. So Zedrin, when are we planning on going back to Steel?
Oh, well, apparently we have till midnight. OOC, like, how much time is that?
So right now it's probably about noonish because you went to the castle in the morning, and then you had a bunch of fiascos.
I thought it was nighttime by the time Cha did his thing.
Well, nighttime is when he's gonna meet up with her again.
Okay.
So let's see. So let me think. 8,
Yeah, I
9,
think
10,
it was
11,
around
12.
lunchtime.
Because
I
we
remember
met,
that, 'cause
Yeah.
we were
yeah,
we were trying to
met
get a
with
bunch of
Miriam
big buns.
at noon.
So it's probably about, I don't know, like 3 or 4. Not really nighttime yet though, because he did go
Okay,
around
so it's not
town. You
quite
met up with
nighttime.
that. Yeah,
Would you
take
guys
it.
like to go to the adventures place before we turn
Hmm.
into for the evening?
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We have
It's
to
kind
wait
of
until
been
after work hours anyway.
for what?
Ah, right, Chaw. I always forget that you can't speak, my dear. Haha, we were issued a challenge, or
A challenge?
Mhm.
Yeah, didn't she say to take it, but then Zed's kind of stopped me? She
Mhm.
is that what you mean? Like,
Oh yes, she issued a challenge off the record in Thieves' Cant. I am very curious about this woman's history now, more than ever.
oh, thieves can't. Cool. I read about that.
If only you used an inspiration on those checks.
Mm.
Wow, so she's like an underworld
Cut
figure
vessel.
like you two, hey?
Yeah, something like
Cool.
that, perhaps. Either
It's
way,
more or less
it
just a
was.
way of communicating that
Uh,
other
uh, the,
folks aren't
it
aware of.
was. Yeah.
Hmm.
Although I don't. It was technically not her, because some of the messages it was talking about were referring to her in third person. So it might have just been the snake behind the counter.
I believe it was.
I don't think it was a snake, though. It looked planty.
You mean that thing that slapped your wrist?
It wasn't that, I don't think, was it?
It was.
Oh. So yeah, it was the snake thing that hit my wrist. That was probably a plant, not a snake.
So there's a conscious living vine protecting the button, and the woman who's the proprietor of the shop gave us a challenge, or you a challenge to steal it by a certain
Midnight.
time? By midnight.
Yeah, and like with that 19,
Cool.
it's not necessarily that she has that much value per se of a button, but giving it more value because now you have to work for it.
Ugh. She just likes having the opportunity to have some fun. I see how this is. Game recognizes game. Real recognizes real.
Well, that sounds really fun.
It does, which is why we're definitely going to do it, because at least we've been invited to pretend to steal something pointless. Perfect. I don't even think that Sorry can say it's bad talk. We were invited to try it.
Yes.
Right?
Well, if you're asking me, it sounds like a good bit of fun.
If it was an issued challenge, we are doing nothing wrong by participating in it.
Sounds like a good bit of fun to me.
I will relay all of my powers in the procurement of said button.
You've got my sword.
I don't know if we'll need that, but I admire the tenacity. Knives are far better for sneaky combat anyway.
Well, I've got
Might
that also.
actually.
You've got my dagger then.
Barring that, of course. Don't we have that? So we have one Tiffany. I'm sure that Zedrin wants to see her reaction to getting her flowers, and also,
Oh, yes.
Chom made a date.
Yes.
We were instructed to come back after work hours, so it seems like the date after with Chaw's girlfriend needs to happen before we go on our little heist.
So the date needs to happen before. Yes, agreed. I'll meet Tiffany, or I mean Tiffany. Sorry, I'll
Hey,
meet
excuse
Sarah.
me.
I s- oh,
Oh,
whoops.
two timing.
They don't call it the Feywild for nothing. um, I'm gonna meet Sarah when she gets off of work, which is at like 7, and then
That image didn't break
so
though.
I guess the shop would close. So we'll probably hang out together for like an hour before she needs to turn in. So then I could probably come back like at 9, and then we can go for it.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Sounds quite good.
Yeah.
In theory, I should be able to take a pretty detailed layout if given the time, which I might be doing anyway.
There he goes.
Windows update. Go away.
Quite good at sneaking in and out of places.
Yeah, we'll see about that. So who's doing what?
I think we're gonna head over to the adventures. Oh no, you want to give flowers now?
Hmm.
Yeah, or did you want to do that later?
I could always give him Longstrider. I still have a couple of casts of my first level spells.
Long strider.
So Zed, how does that
Strider?
sound?
Cool.
I could go there and then meet you guys at the Adventurers Guild.
Make sure to say something nice before you leave, though.
She's gonna love them. I can't wait to hear what happens. You know, within reason.
Going to come back covered in blood.
I would
That is
delight
not
in that as
perfect.
well.
Alrighty, so yes, Zed, you want Longstrider?
All right. I might as well. Appreciate that, Opal.
Of course. I gave Cha the opportunity, so I'm not going to hold out on you. As Opal just taps Zed on the shoulder, casting Longstrider on him. Now go get him, champ.
Make sure
That's
to jump
Mommy, yeah.
sometimes, Zed. It's cool.
Just because Zed's never used it up to this point, he's also gonna hit his dashing pin. Or well, I mean he'll dash first and then hit his dashing pin. Not trying to
Wow,
break
And-
anything here.
double,
And when you
triple it
hit the
all up.
dashing pin, a little action background lines appear behind you.
I feel like Zed just turned into the Flash before your eyes. I don't know how much movement I actually like theoretically have, but I just probably quadrupled it with
Meep, meep.
Longstrider
Yeah.
and the pin.
Meep, meep.
So the pin.
All right, so Zed's just booking it to the lofty highborn, probably running on like rooftops and things like that at this point.
Like a Disney prince got to make it in time.
Just Naruto running with a bouquet of flowers in his mouth.
Gotta get the notes on the
I
pin.
know I
but-
paid them to deliver them for you, but I also was hired by them to deliver the flowers I bought.
Cool.
I love that flash. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, you managed to get there with relative ease and relative quickness. The only unfortunate circumstance is that there's no Kozik there for you to present.
Right. To do an entrance.
Just appear out of thin air at the bar.
But yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
mid.
you get there
It is
pretty quickly.
midday though, so I'm assuming she's still working.
Yep. You definitely know that she'd be busy doing her thing, getting work done.
Oh, okay. So this is where this
Hmm,
was the whole thing that I was trying to be creative, I guess, earlier with the delivery thing. So she's still working.
right.
We've been here a bunch, and Zed especially has been like up to the bar and kind of knows Tiffany's, like
Gotta prepare my
schedule
Tiffany
and stuff
voice.
like that, and like
Let me
where she
hydrate.
goes and when she's there. Is there a place that Zed could put these flowers, potentially with his mage hand to make it even stealthier, to where she will find them and only her? Um, but it's like I'm trying to do it like stealthily. So
I mean, it's technically an invisible mage hand, so you could just have the flowers floating in front of her. It'd still
well,
be pretty
right, but
undetectable.
I wanted so okay, this is the plan. OOC. I wanted to put the flower somewhere where she's gonna find them later on in the day. But I'm gonna almost as a distraction while I'm trying to put them somewhere, I'll go up and actually like talk to her during the day and say, "Hey, hello, good to see you," and all that stuff. Can I? Is there a place? Can we do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know that uh she checks the bottles, the alcohol. She restocks the back wall behind the bar. So you know she does a lot of restocking. Um, you know that she has to go to the kitchen a lot to, well, I mean, you probably haven't really been in the kitchen yet, but she, as somebody who
Right.
works in that establishment, she's behind the back of the house and behind the counter a lot. And when it's busy, she's mostly behind the counter. So
All right.
I'd
So
say that you can probably put it somewhere like behind the counter. Um, you can hide them in one of maybe like like ordering a bottle of something so that cubby is left open. So then she like when she goes to restock it, they're there. Or you can put something like put them in the kitchen somewhere that only someone who could fly would actually notice. There's a lot of
basically,
options.
just for so that it doesn't like take too long. I want to put it somewhere in her path at some point in the day. So whether that's like in the kitchen or in the cellar potentially, like where she might be grabbing something to restock. I don't just want to put it like out on the bar or to where someone else could run into it.
Sneak it into her room.
But
Went through
I
the
could do
window.
that. Well, that could be a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
break
just
into her room.
somewhere like that where yeah, right, yeah, like start breaking into places. Just somewhere where she's gonna run into it and to not keep too much time on it, I will basically Zed's gonna, mage hand facilitate that and uh if she's at the bar, if it's busy, I don't know, but he'll walk up and try and kind of get her attention and just say hello during the day.
Let's see.
Probably fill her in on the
That's not too crazy busy.
all right, so Zed will walk up to the bar and he'll kind of like lean over and uh I guess probably get her attention and do like a little wave. Hi, how are you?
She notices you, and she definitely doesn't really seem to be doing a whole lot, just double checking labels and such. And she flutters over, like, "Hi." Like, "Oh my god."
Well, as you know, we met with Lady Miriam. It more or less went well. Um,
Oh, like, did she like I don't know, like, what'd she do? Like, what what um and she just kind of clams up a little bit, like maybe she's asking too much.
uh, well, we had a
Like, "Oh
few
my
questions for
god."
her, and she
Gotta go
provided
my
a
Valley Girl
bit of good
accent. There we
information, but
go.
I think there was a bit more that she was going to look into for us. Um,
I mean, like, she is like really cool like that.
that's what everyone's told us. How we got maybe a slightly different impression, and that might have been just because of the immediacy of what we were looking into. But she seemed like she wanted to help, but seemed like there were things that we could provide for her as well that she was um, more or less very interested in at the time. Anyway, uh, we're at a point now where very soon we're probably going to be going out and doing something very dangerous. And I just want to let you know, uh, Lady Miriam's offered to help us, so we've got that. But still, well, it could be rough. So, um, I just wanted to stop by, not putting any of that like sort of bad thoughts in your head, but just wanted to see you, and also thank you because my friend Chaw was able to meet with Sarah and kind of explain that misunderstanding. So it seems like everything's right with that, and I I think before we head out, we're gonna maybe pop over to the Adventurers Guild and I don't know see see what's there, but I'm still very focused on trying to find little one, and there's and we got nothing so far. So more or less just keeping myself distracted, and I feel like I'm rambling. It's good to see you, Tiffany.
She gets a little bit of a somber glare when you mention the little one in that situation. I mean, like, did you like ask like Miriam's if she could help you with that? Like, she's really good at like finding people. Like, oh my god, like oh
I
my god.
she got her scryers to working on it. I I gave her a bit of a shard that I got from the one. Um, reluctantly, but they're looking. I guess she'll let us know if she finds anything, and in the meantime, we're trying to
Oh shit, that's a nat 20. Okay,
in the meantime, we're trying to
all right
uh,
then.
well, I don't want to alarm you, but more
Wish
or
I had that on
less,
Sunday.
we're pretty much trying to put ourselves in a bad situation to attract uh, someone awful
Like,
in
can't you
hopes
just
that,
like have somebody like go after them or something? Like, you
well,
know.
I more or less that's us. And,
I mean,
and I'm not going to sit around and wait. I've got to do something.
well, like if you're gonna be like going out and like doing dangerous stuff, then I don't know, like maybe not, and being patient.
I can't, I've lost my patience. That's what I'm saying, Tiffany. I
If you're gonna do something dangerous, maybe not.
maybe not.
I mean, like if you're gonna be like looking like for the adventures or anything, like I mean, like totally, like I mean, you know. You could just like hire somebody to do it.
Yeah. Oh, well, all right. I guess we'll see who we run into there. Maybe.
I mean, if they're there today, like it's really busy for some reason. I mean, they'll definitely be there, but like getting appointments and stuff is probably gonna be like super crazy.
Well, I will say, if it were up to me, we'd be going off right now. But well, we got, I guess, some other things to do here. So, like,
Well,
don't worry. We're going to be safe. We're all very capable, and it's honestly it's something that we have to do. It's more or less something that I have to do.
I mean, like you'd say like don't worry, and then you're like, we're gonna go do something dangerous. We probably should be doing something dangerous, but we're gonna do it anyway. And I'm just thinking like, why not just hire somebody to like do it for you, so you don't have to go out there and get like hurt? I'm just saying.
I know, but you know I can't do that.
There's a little bit of sadness on her face when you say that. She's definitely not disputing that.
Oh,
Well,
Tiffany. We love you, Tiffany.
well, here. And she reaches into like a little tiny pixie-sized pouch, and she pulls out a tiny little like button. It's just a little cute little button. Audrey. And she puts it in your hand. I mean, it's like a
What's
good
this?
luck charm.
Is it all right? Zed'll close up his fist and thank you, Tiffany.
Like if you take like something of mine with you, and like I wish it luck, that like maybe in some way it'll like bring you luck or something. I mean, I would cut off a lock of my hair, but I kind of like my hair a lot more.
You don't have to do that. I appreciate it.
I mean, it would be
That's
more. It would like be more powerful though. Like I'm sure, because that's like an actual like piece of me.
I I mean, I'm not gonna ask for it. This button's great. He's gonna put it like I'll put it somewhere close, and he'll put it in like in his shirt pocket.
Give me a
You know,
perception check when you're
in
doing that.
a pocket of its own.
Man, I haven't done the Tiffany voice in a bit.
My rolls
Perfect.
today.
So, in the time that it took for you to put the button away, she has already lopped off, a lock of her hair and already wrapped it, and it's sitting in front of you.
All
Like,
right.
if you got to do what you got to do, then like I'm gonna do what I've got to do.
Right. Fair enough, Tiffany. I do appreciate that. He's gonna put that in the same pocket with the button.
In case Neovar steals it, because now it has value.
If she was stealing buttons from friends, that all would have happened a long time ago.
I was gonna say, I feel like all of our clothes just have no buttons anymore.
If she's
All of
gonna
the
be
buttons.
honest, the only one that she'd be interested in stealing from would be
Absolutely.
Kozik.
Probably.
Yeah,
There's
I got some nice
Malice.
stuff. I got
The
some
He's
nice
the
noblest,
stuff.
only he's the only one who wouldn't actually want her to do it.
the noblest of buttons.
And as you're putting that stuff away, she just kind of hovers down and puts a hand on your hand. Well, like, should like totally be careful then. Like, for me? And she looks up at you with the biggest, roundest, like the biggest eyes that you've ever seen, and there's a little bit of light that reflects off like the chandelier into them, and they're just like big and welling up. And for me, just like, be careful, okay?
Of course, I'm gonna be fine. we- we're most
Chuck.
likely gonna stay the night here and probably head off in the morning. So
Okay.
I vote that Tiffany runs Zareth.
I vote for that. Chuck, that kitty is too much.
Excellent descriptive power
Ow.
there.
all right, so I think Zed's got his flowers stowed away in the perfect spot that Tiffany will find later, and after that touching moment, I think he's gonna say, "Well, like I said, we'll be back later, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully you're not too busy today." He's gonna look around at the kind of like empty room.
I mean, there's a couple patrons here and there, but no, that's the ebb and flow of working the tavern life. Never know.
Yeah, so he's just gonna head back to the group now, probably still very quickly.
Yup. So what's the group doing in that very, I don't know, brief-ish time? Just chilling?
Are we heading for a drink?
Yeah, let's stop for a drink before we go to the Adventurers Guild. We'll meet Zed out front of the place.
I get that.
That sounds great to me.
There it is.
Ivara is eyeing up the shop like, okay, we could definitely do that.
Don't we need to wait till later for that?
And Ivara's like, oh, right. You're not aware of my many talents. And she sort of does a little bow to Sari, like, I am a trickster cleric. I worship gods of trickery and deceit.
Not a cleric.
A cleric. Yeah.
Not a cleric.
Yes, a cleric.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like you're getting like the squirty bottle out right now. Like, no. No. No.
You mean like not the traditional type, or
Not a cleric, not a traditional cleric, no.
Oh, I'm definitely a cleric.
Not
Like
a cleric,
but not a traditional one.
not a cleric.
Ugh. My ability to repel the undead aside, apparently.
that is a little trippy for a cleric.
That's actually pretty standard for a cleric. Most of us can. I think all of us can.
Oh.
I can create holy water! Whee!
I want some holy water.
There's a lake right next to the latrine.
I'm not
Do you guys think
making shit water holy.
Do you think it would burn like right through my skin because I'm from hell?
Actually, probably
No.
not, my dear. You're a tiefling,
No.
not a devil.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Secondly, and she sort of bows and she's like, see? And she lifts herself back up and she has altered her face into that of one of the fae that she saw wandering around the palace.
The pickle?
Fucking pickle.
We're going to play pickleball later.
One of the watery-looking figures.
Okay. Not the lycanthropickle that was cussing you guys out for staring at it. Gotcha.
No, definitely not the
Lycanthropickle.
lycanthropickle. And then she sort of like moves to the face and with her fingers pushes up her jawline, presses up her chin with like she's sculpting her own face like to alter it. Picks up her
Gosh.
nose, pushes it up so that it has like a more of a hook to it. Extends the ears to be a little bit more pointy. And she's like considering it. And she goes back and forth between like what eye color she's gonna pick on, and goes with green.
A good choice, the eye color.
I don't think I've ever seen her do that, like right in front of us.
Fastest character customizer ever.
We've rarely seen this kind of vulgar display from her. She always keeps it secret. So
Didn't
I'm
she do it
taken
with
aback.
Shaw last session?
I find it fascinating.
Yavar, what's going on with you today? You have been like jolly and open and sharing and honest. What the
That's-
hell
Oh,
is
Shaw.
wrong?
That's
Shaw,
why
you're
Any
she,
asking for
intervention?
trouble.
that's why
Shaw,
she
you're
wants to get out
asking
of
for
here.
trouble.
I think I get it now. She wants to get out of here because she's being affected by the cheer. She's like, I hate this place. It's making me happy. Get me out of here.
That's why she wants to leave.
And so it's more of a matter of I am enjoying that I was right. There's few things in life that I enjoy more than being proven correct. And she sort of like looks to her fingers, snaps them to be a little bit longer and like more dainty. And she's like, all right. I don't think I look quite like the person that we saw in the temple. But I think I look like the same type of fae. And she's like, oh,
sure.
right, the clothing. That's the rub, isn't it?
Big Steve, no.
Yeah, and so she snaps her fingers and alters the color palette on her dress by casting a spell. And she's like, okay, I think that'll be at least the type of vibe I was thinking of.
This is for
It's
the
truly
great
impressive.
I am nothing but a consummate absorber of fashion. Other people's, of course. I don't care about mine.
Kozak, I can see the disdain on your face. What is the problem?
Ha 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 ha. Well, I guess we should probably go to this show ourselves at this guild, shouldn't we?
That
Oh,
would
Fair
good
enough.
question. We'll go to the guild hall. I will go back to examine the wares later. And get a good
Yavar,
lay
is
out of
this
the place.
is this disguise so you can get at that button?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure. Are we going there now? Are you doing this now, or we're going to head over to the
Oh, I
guild,
think
right?
we're going over to the guild hall. However, I'd like to ask questions about the barkeep incognito. And secondly, and she sort of coughs a little bit, affects her registry. I believe that I would very much like it if I was able to get a better look inside the place.
Right.
Wow, you're gonna go right back in as a different person and try to
Wow,
trick a thief?
that's fantastic.
That's a great idea. I wonder if they'll even notice.
I mean, I'm not going to go right back in. That's what I said. I said we were going to go to the guild hall, have a drink, enjoy the company, settle in, ask a couple questions about potentially her past, her interests, her location of like I don't know, maybe a safe. Barring that.
You seem to have quite a few plans, Niavara.
Ah, Yes.
I'm excited to
That's
see
right.
what
Ibarra lives for this kind of stuff.
I am not frequently what's the word? I'm no longer required to do this for work. That's why it's so much fun. And low key, you could see that she's almost imitating Kozak. They're standing side by side.
Hmm.
You were openly challenged. I mean, I can see why that would be a treat.
It is. I look forward to it, but first, of course, the guild hall.
Let's check it out.
At that point, there's a bit of a flash, and a Zed arrives.
Said.
Welcome back, Zedrin. Zedrin.
How'd it go, Zed?
Just to get them all rounded up again.
Well, it went all right. I told her about what kind of spoke with Lady Miriam, and she's very worried.
Oh. She is worried. Did you tell? What did you tell her to make her worried?
Well, I had to tell her that we were basically planning on going off and going back to where we were, looking at before. I didn't tell her where that was because I didn't want her to try and make her way out there for whatever reason, but she just didn't like the idea.
Of course not. It's your sweetheart.
Right, but I had to be
You're
honest, right?
You're supposed to tell her like right before you leave, so that it's like a dramatic, tearful separation. Now she's gonna be worrying about it all night. Nah, it's all right. She's tough. She knows what we're in for. She knows you can take care of yourself, buddy.
As one of the Fae, she's probably centuries older than the oldest of us, so she's probably been through this before.
Oh, come now, Lord. Not all Fae are that old.
Well, my mistake.
Ad
I'm
break.
certainly not an expert.
Wow, 30 seconds. That was quick.
Interesting point. How long do they live, though? Here.
All's got ads coming up in 5.
It might not be a matter of how long we
Prepare.
live as much as a matter of when they were born. And considering that there's been a war on, I would quite say that many of them are probably much younger than you'd be willing to consider.
Oh, that was the
Young
ads
Mr.
coming back.
Rafiki.
Well, I guess you don't want ads. I guess you
Yes, the
can
Feywild
sub,
may have a
unfortunately.
demographics problem
Or have turbo.
arising, but regardless of that,
Nothing I can do about it on my end. That's what
which
sucks.
way to this guild?
Right here. I think we're right outside of it because I believe we were told where it was.
Walking and
Yep.
talking, if you will.
Yep.
Yep. Get the I have here. There it is. So at this point, as your conversation essentially concludes, you make your way to what is known as the Adventurers Guild, and it is very apparent, just structurally, as I am about to describe, that it is probably the epitome of that's an Adventurers Guild, because there's a head of a giant dragon, draconic creature, on the front of the building. It seems to be of a reddish hue, so a red dragon head. Whether or not it is from an actual creature or if it's just really, really, really well done, it is very hard to make that differentiation. The building itself is also continuing the draconic motif where the brickwork and the wood panels are laying in a way to look like scales that run from the head of this draconic entity, figurehead, to that line the entirety of the building. So it almost looks like the whole thing is like a reddish hue, but with scaled appearance to the naked eye. And there's a lot of people outside right now. There's conversations happening, varying degrees of races and creeds and backgrounds, and some races that you probably have never seen before, but they seem to just be intermingling amidst the crowd of people, and even some animals that you've probably never even seen before, like some that you probably have seen before, like one of them that tried to eat Cha. There's one over there that currently has like what looks like not like a muzzle per se, but something safety precaution in public spaces. And it is very busy outside of this building, and you can definitely see that there's people, waiting in lines maybe, or just maybe there's meandering a bit.
What is going on here?
I quite think it looks to be a normal adventuring hall to me.
It's always like this, huh?
I think so. I've
Cool.
taken that in from the outside, at least.
Here we go, everybody. Let's go in.
It sounds like you're the only. No, just kidding. So you make your way in, and nobody really stops you or gets in your way. If anything, people kind of get out of your way, like realizing that they might be blocking the doors or just kind of in your way. And, they step aside. Some not so much, but, some people stand their ground, as it were. But you make your way in, and inside. There it is. So when you walk in, there's this very large and spanning concourse that feels like it goes for miles, but that's only really in the graphical design of it. It has a very oceanic blue. It's pretty well lit in here for the most part, but the ceiling that you're under currently seems like it goes up and out a lot further than you would think. Sorry, I lost point in my. There it is. And inside, there, like I said, there's this like big concourse. Once you step through the door, like very akin to when you step through a Fey portal. Like there's a lot of more space in here than you would think. Especially for just a building. Blah, blah. And as you look about, there are several people just as diverse as outside as they are inside. And you probably get the feeling that if you walk forward a good bit more, that you might, break through the crowd, because there's a lot of large entities that block your view for the most part, just because of crowd. So you'd probably surmise that if you just keep walking forward, you'd probably maybe get to a desk or some kind of, logistical individual that might point you in the right direction. Because, when you look around, like the room did open up a good bit, and lining these massive walls are varying degrees of creatures. Taxidermy. Is it taxidermy or taxidermed?
Taxidermy.
As a past tense. I guess it's taxidermy. Taxidermy entities, from like bears to owl bears to what the hell is that thing over there? And it's just kind of showcasing victories and trophies and triumphs that have been marked forever within these walls.
Impressive. I think we'll push through to do, as you said, to try to find a reception desk of some kind.
All right. You do so. And, eventually you do come to what seems like a bit of a short line. Because, there, like I said, there's individuals meandering about, and there is still a little bit of a line that clearly has marked themselves by very colorful looking like stands that have like little ropes that seem to guide you to what appear to be a counter where there are several individuals sitting behind them, of varying degrees of race, right? Yeah.
So
Basically,
there are
you get in line.
multiple lines. They're
Yeah.
separated lines. And we get into a shorter one.
Yeah, imagine like going to the DMV.
Okay. Fantasy DMV.
It's got to be better than the real thing.
I'd
It's
imagine it's
improved quite a bit recently.
When we get up to whoever's behind the desk, Cha will be like, "Hey there, we've heard a lot about this place, but we are very new to the city of Zareth. Can you tell us how it works here?"
so when you walk up to the desk, that perfect. So you walk up to the desk, and there's an individual, also tiefling, also same hue as you, and interestingly enough, very similar mannerisms.
Huh.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Hey there, buddy.
Hey there, buddy.
I
Hi.
feel like I'm looking in a mirror.
I feel like I am also looking in the mirror.
Freaky.
Yeah,
Um,
right?
right.
They're multiplying.
Oh, is this normal then?
Uh, I've never seen anybody else that looked kind of like me. I mean, a lot like me. Um, well, hi. We're we we are new to the city. We don't know much how your guild works here or what the possibilities are. But what's your name? I'm Cha.
Oh, is his name? There it is. Ah, you can call me Leah.
Leah.
Lea. Leah. Yes.
Leah.
Yes, Leah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, you are saying you need a job. We can get you a job, yes.
Sure, jobs or I mean, we just don't know what is possible here. Is
Oh, here, take
but
this.
we're
And
capable.
he immediately, almost as if his hand was already waiting, hands you a little pamphlet.
Sweet.
A pamphlet.
Leah,
Yes.
are you a native to the Feywild?
Yes.
Oh, cool. You grew up here?
Yes, I was born here.
Wow, neat. Do
Niavara,
imagine.
you can give me a insight or a perception.
Niavara is going to go with her better skill, which is perception, provided my computer unfreezes. Aha!
15's good enough. That's a changeling.
Hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Neavara blinks at it. Her eyes, like, she blinks her eyes wide, and she sort of, like, glares really hard. And she's going to make a little bit of an intimidation check. And fail miserably, apparently. She's blaming it on the Naiad costume that she's in right now.
That's it.
Mine's on other things.
Pretending to be a Naiad of a Sealy court. Gag.
As long as it's not of an unseemly court. Yeesh. Right? Anywho.
Her eyes narrow at him, and she's like, she raised the eyebrow, like, oh, born here, huh?
Yes.
Cha just looks disconcerted and a little stunned and kind of wondering if this is okay. Just taken off his,
Wondering if
taken
what's
off his
okay.
center there. That he's seeing someone who is identical to him, pretty much.
The first time ever where Cha feels awkward.
We are seeing an unparalleled event. Shaw being awkward.
And, you know what? Neavar will, in fact, just go full on and, like, sort of stretch her arms out, amulet containing the holy sign of the traveler, like, Oh my god. You know, it's been such a long day. It's so rare to see tieflings.
I know, right?
Right? It totally is.
Yeah.
And in the Feywild. Born here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Perhaps
What are you-
exchanged.
Exchanged?
Glaring
I'm
daggers.
wondering, I'm wondering if Cha's gonna get the reference. I'm gonna do a little insight check. Oh yeah, 21. Cha's gonna be like, oh, and then look back at the changeling.
Neavara, her body language, Chaw having known her well enough at this point, can get the sort of sense that she's disconcerted pretty heavily. Feline in nature, and her at the back, the hair on the back of her neck is basically essentially completely stood up. She doesn't know this man's grift.
Well, nice to meet you, Leah. Thank you for the information.
Of course.
All right. Well, let me
Cha's gonna
see. Let
look
me
at
see this
the-
pamphlet.
Your Cha will hand it over to Kozik.
So is everybody else getting out of line now? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neavar will keep her
Yeah.
eyes on Leah.
all right.
Yes, let's get the pamphlet.
So if Neavar is watching Leah, the next person that steps up, they change their form to match the next person.
Ooh,
Oh, the gall.
Oh, no
Hey.
kidding.
Gosh. Wow.
Who
Stunning.
wants to take the next step?
Cha watches the change and is just like, oh gosh. I mean, is that somebody that wants to just unsettle people constantly? Oh,
I
think
mean,
that might be the case.
oh, were other people watching what had Neavar's attention?
I don't know, where are they? I think they were looking at a pamphlet.
Oh, I'm only asking because Opal commented on it.
Though, I mean, they're not exactly trying to hide it either. I was in regards to it being sort of
right.
crowded.
Oh, that's fair. We didn't see it.
God, you guys, for a minute there, I thought it was like someone from my family. I was really didn't know what to do. Oh
I
gosh.
stopped a bit
Are you
there.
all right,
Whew.
Shaw?
Charles like got his hands like rubbing his eyebrows and like stroking his forehead, like, whew.
Oh, Shaw, you okay?
Well, gosh, I mean, I just was like, oh no, is that like a brother or you know, someone else who's from my from my home? You know, he kind of
Ah,
shakes it out, shakes his tail, and kind of does like what a duck does after it gets in a fight with another duck. Whew. Okay. Anyway, what does it say?
So you pop open the pamphlet, and you know the TLDR of it is Adventurers Guild, always looking for more adventurers and always looking to provide you more loot, but at the cost of danger and excitement and well the potent, and it's like in super tiny itty bitty like microscopic letters, and the potential chance of you getting murdered and loot.
Hey, you
Those
guys, it
seem
looks
like
like it's
bad
right up
graphic
our
design.
alley.
Always looking for lambs to the slaughter.
weren't we
Mm.
trying
We're
to
going to
find
slaughter
somebody
all
to?
the lambs.
Weren't we trying to find somebody here to talk to about helping us help to find get the information about Marn or Little One? Isn't that what we were doing? Or
Oh, this was kind
Oh,
of
I guess it
separate.
is.
Hmm.
what's that?
We heard about this place when we first got here. And this
Oh,
is
I
just our
thought you were
first
going to
time
talk to
checking it
someone
out.
here. Oh, okay,
No, we
okay.
don't know anybody here except Leah.
Nah. Well, that's what I say to that one.
Charles just watching them, Leah, like transform one after another into the person walking up to the line.
I mean, they're pretty good at doing impressions as well.
Gosh.
Like, you know, Neovara, because you saw all that. What you do and what they do, it's almost like they're on a whole nother level. Like they pick up mannerisms almost like just by looking at somebody.
Oh,
And whether
Neovar
it's
does not like that.
No.
magical or just
Yeah.
a very sharp intuition, like they seem really good at reading people.
Very charismatic. Neovar is seething, coping, molding, if you will. She's got a very specific skill set, and that may, in fact, relate specifically to murdering and thieving, but, like, you know what? Not everyone in this world can survive with the charisma score of +2.
Hmm. Kind of curious how far that.
Well, that
How
sounds
far what
kind of
goes?
fun.
Nothing. Sorry.
Sounds kind of interesting. I wonder what
I
kind
mean-
of commissions they have for this place.
Aren't we already doing this?
I think we've got an adventure already.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, but just keep our eyes out.
I mean,
Is that
if we
is
have
that all
some-
that the pamphlet says?
I mean, that's sort of the TLDR of it, because it is also lined with like very nice like graphics and a lot of them very heroic poses of heroes standing atop mounds of treasure and felled foes. And you know, somewhere in the back, it's also saying also looking for hiring representatives to new lands.
Well, it's not the kind of place I put a lot of stock in myself.
Well, they're definitely doing some bullshitting here, but they might have a legitimate reward system involved with completing various tasks, maybe.
Oh, and I'm sure they keep a good 80% of it.
And we are going to other realms quite often, so it might benefit us to have a commission.
Hmm. It's not like they're being too dishonest with how dangerous adventuring can be. I think most people go into it assuming that they'll or could die.
Cha's gonna go back up to Leah, wait in the line, go back up to Leah. This
Oh,
time
Neovar was attempting to
smiling.
do the exact same thing.
Cha. Opal will slide in with Cha.
Cha's gonna walk
Neovar
up.
got up ungracefully to get back in line. She's bothered.
Sorry's just leaning against the wall with her arms crossed over her chest, just watching it all happen with a little smirk on her face.
So who's first?
Cha, do
Hey,
you
rock,
back
paper,
up?
scissors.
Neavara, you should go first, and why don't you give this trickster here a run for their money?
Oh, he's gonna beat me, hands down. I already know this. No,
Hmm.
my frustration comes from other places. Bone to
Neavara
pick.
has met her match?
He's more charismatic than I am.
What?
I
Impossible.
could kill him easy.
Well,
Easy,
no
hands
doubt.
down.
We're looking for the
But
potential of finding a flaw in his disguise. I think I can provide a way.
Do tell.
I don't need to see the flawed.
Hey, I have an idea. Okay. And Cha casts disguise self on himself before he gets up to the front and looks just like a changeling with that kind of blank face, the kind of the clouded over eyes and the white hair. Just looks like a traditional tiefling with like a neutral kind of like nondescript facial expression.
Neovar raises eyebrow on the distinguished Naiad's face that she's been wearing, and I realize that we never explained this to poor Zedrin. Before she melts down into like a changeling as well. And she's like, it does look a little bit wrong on you, I'll admit that.
Hey, I like it. Okay, let's go freak this guy out.
I don't think he's going to be freaked out. That's the annoying bit.
Well, he might be if I cast detect thoughts on him.
Yes, I think most people find it rather invasive to have their thoughts peeked into.
Isn't that what he did, though?
No. Or at least not that I can tell.
He was speaking in my voice before I even spoke.
Maybe he was just overhearing you talk to us. I keep detailed notes about how everyone in this party speaks.
That's clever.
That is very slightly concerning.
No, I think this one.
Opal trusted me, Opal. She could just nail it and be you right now.
No doubt about
no.
that. At least mostly.
Some doubts about that. Mostly. More of a matter that I don't have as big a broad base of opalisms to draw from yet.
All right, so who's up first?
So I think
I
Cha
think
and
Neavara.
Neavara. Oh, Neavara, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk up.
Okay, she's still in. Yeah, she's still in changeling form from having been chatting with Cha.
Mm-hmm.
But she's dropped the illusion on her clothes, so she's like, okay. What the hell?
What
Cha
do you
just
mean?
starts chuckling.
What does Leah look like right now?
Looks exactly like whatever form you've taken right now.
Oh.
Changeling.
Yep.
Okay, like, we can both drop the act here. We know what each other are. And she's lowered her voice here.
Oh, what do you mean?
And she sort of, like, struggles for a second. And she's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I've not seen another one of myself, basically anywhere. I mean, with the mimics, yeah, but like, and you're just here? They keep some of us?
I mean, yeah, I was born here. So of course.
I don't know where I was born.
That's unfortunate, I guess. And you do realize, like, as the first word that you said, they immediately picked up on your mannerisms. Me as a DM, we're not as good at it, but they are way better at it.
And she's like, I don't particularly appreciate the copying of myself, but I understand the grift.
What do you mean?
I don't. How are you doing this?
Pretty freaky.
I can't copy people as quickly as you can. How are you doing it? If you can't help me figure out what the hell I'm doing any of this for, you can at least tell me how you're doing it better than I am.
She's gonna obsess about it, dude. She won't be quiet about it if you don't tell her.
I mean, I'm just really good at it. I can read people really well.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like there are some people who can't be read super easily.
I mean, yeah.
I
But,
can attempt to night and day, but like you're clearly better at this game than I am.
I mean, I have been doing this for a very, very long time.
See, they do live a long time here.
Changelings have a lifespan of around 90 years. I've already thought about that.
Unless you live in the Feywild.
Hmm.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, besides freaking us out, we were also curious, how do we take on one of these jobs?
So it looks to you that you're also in a changeling form.
Yeah.
Perfect, doesn't have to change. But their voice changes immediately to yours in response. Well, you just sign up at the counter and you put your name on one of the ballots, and well, when they are able to get to you, they get to you.
Even if we're not around.
If you leave contact information.
Oh, also, as Opal approaches, does the dude change?
If you interact with them, yeah.
Just switching back and forth to whoever's talking.
It seems no different than
Wow.
breathing to them.
I want
Wow.
to check something, sir.
Cool.
May I see your hand?
Yes.
Is his hand bare, exposed?
Like,
Fleshy? Like, does he have a glove on?
no, he doesn't have a glove.
I'm gonna pinch his hand, just very slightly, not trying to hurt him.
It's a little hard.
Damn you. Nothing.
Niavara's raised an eyebrow at that, like, in whole interaction. She's like, okay. I know someone trying to test something when I see it. Niavara's going to attempt an inside check. What was she looking for?
No.
I mean, you could potentially roll better.
My
Wow.
fucking damn you and your 24.
Nice.
Can I message specifically Niavara about this?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
or
sure.
or you can roll and we can see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
It could anything
So
can happen.
deception? Or
you attempting
or
to
performance, I
deceive?
guess.
yeah, I'll do.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let me
Insight
check which one is
skill
that.
check.
Both are
Deception.
horrific. Damn.
Oh.
Not bad, but not good enough.
I don't,
Boom.
not even with it. I think if critical successes like beat out everything, I think I could have only beat Navarro with a crit.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is
And
my
she's
messages? Sorry,
going
you
to
go.
turn back to the changeling, and she's just gonna sort of like put her arm up
Yeah,
and
she
be
only
like,
has
"So,
a.
like, how many of us actually exist here in the Feywild?"
Well, I've only really met 2 others other than you.
Oh, your parents?
No.
So wait, you were a transplant here then?
I owned here. Well, I got lost. And it became my home.
And she sighs as she's like, "No luck then. If I'm here at least, I'm trying to look for some sort of answers."
Is there like a place where you all are supposed to have come from or something?
No, I don't think so. I was hopeful there'd be some sort of answers, but it doesn't sound like there is. I mean, other than potentially Jess herself. And that's changeling humor. It's a joke about one of the stories about like the origins of changelings. Um Interesting information, Opal.
Yes.
And she just sort of folds her arms and she's like, useless. Thanks for your time. Good luck. And she sort of turns her back on the other changeling and walks away. She's frustrated.
She's jealous.
Cha walks away as well with Niavara.
But we'll be
Drops
following.
the changeling form. Wow. Fascinating.
Niavara readopts her drow form. She's like, I don't know what I fucking expected from the Feywild, other than lies, trickery, and deceit. And you think I'd enjoy it.
Was that your first time ever meeting another changeling?
One who is grown, yes.
Wow.
His ability to transform is quite amazing. Is that rubbing you the wrong way, Niodara?
And she takes a second to collect herself, recomposes, and goes, Of course it is. Do you know how frustrating it is that I have to admit defeat, concede that I am in fact not the best shape changer that I can be? My god, being limited to only disguised self is so galling.
I mean, he said it himself. If you're here in the Feywilds, you could live longer to perfect your technique.
Yeah, I won't be here long.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Cha's gonna walk
He
over to
puts her,
where the Leah had directed them to sign up for something and give the Lofty Highborn as our contact info for the Fell Company.
All right. So basically, it's like putting your name on like a little card and then sort of putting it in a box of sorts. Because if it's on the
Okay.
countertop, they can get knocked off or removed.
Is there any other information you put, like what kind of a work you're looking for? Or
Yeah, there's like a whole like little section of like, what are you looking for? What kind of jobs do you want to do? Are you interested in what's it? Transport yeah, transport guard, or they kind of just mark that as an example. Just sort of how they could vet what jobs to give to who and who's interested in what.
I think
Just
Cha would
not
walk
just
around
looking
to
at
the rest
everything.
of the party and ask them what would be some interesting jobs that they would be interested in doing. Cha writes down political assassination as well as rescue operations.
Truly a man after my own heart, Shaw. She sees the word political assassination.
We all got our start somewhere.
I mean, definitely. Yeah, I mean, transport, escort,
Transport.
or
Espionage.
Okay. Espionage, that's a good one. Yep. Espionage. Sadi, any preferences for particular potential jobs?
Well, if there's any town that's got some evil kind of ogre monster or something bothering them, we could go take care of that.
Okay, I'll write down vanquishing evil
There,
monsters.
there you go.
Good, good. Kozik, he said transport. Zed, any particular kinds of jobs that you would be interested in? Zed, I think he's thinking
Wake up
about
now, Zed.
certain sprite. Zed.
It could also
Zed.
be that Zedrun would rather that we focus our efforts on finding Little One.
Oh no, of
Yeah.
course. This would be something I think that would probably happen after that.
Yeah, but I heard Niavara talking about getting out of here as soon as she can.
Here, I'll
And I
write
do
down finding long lost shipmates for Zed.
agree with with Niavara that Zed's probably got a few things on his mind, and I'd like to see us. Let's get going on helping our friend here and see if we can trap Marn and find
Well, we
Little
have
One.
to wait for Miriam to contact us. She's going to speak directly into one of our minds to let us know when they have found Little One. And we have to wait for Marn to attack Zed before we can do anything with Marn. So we're just kind of we're just living our
Do you
lives
know?
until it happens.
Do we know what the circumstances are? Like, what does in order to? I know that we were waiting for Marn to come into Zed's head, but was there a? I don't know why, but I'm thinking I remember Lady Miriam talking about some circumstance that would be best. Nah, no, maybe I've got that wrong. So we're just waiting for it any time, eh? Goodness
Marn has
sakes.
attacked Zed at random places anytime he wants, out in the woods,
Goodness.
right here in the city at the lofty highborn. It
Well,
could be anywhere.
how are we going to be able to help him?
Well,
How are we going
basically,
to
it
be able
sounds like Lady Miriam cast a spell on Zed so that when Marn attacks psychically, he will be marked. Marn will be marked, and we can figure out where he's attacking from and maybe trap his consciousness, potentially.
Oh, all right.
So I don't exactly know
I
how it
think I
works,
missed
but
that.
something
Yeah,
like that.
I kind of missed that. I was just wondering how we were gonna
Basically,
how
we're just living our
what we
best
can
life
do.
until we get the next step comes our way.
well, I think
Yeah.
our best life includes returning to the Hell Dungeon
Yes.
pretty soon.
The Hell Dungeon.
True.
I'm not really one that is feeling very patient right now. I don't feel like waiting around for anything.
For sure. You guys want to head there? You want to head to the To the dungeon again?
We can't right now because you got to meet Sarah, and then we've got to try to
No,
steal
I
the
mean
fucking
like in the
button.
morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
How about
Oh, yeah.
that? In the morning we head back. We head back.
That was the plan as Kozik understood it.
All right. So we meet with girlfriends, we steal button, we get a good night's rest. And who knows, maybe Marn will attack you tonight, Zed, and we can
Maybe
start
we'll
to
be
get the drop
lucky.
on him.
And he'll put you in a mind trap tonight.
Oh, that would
Ooh.
be.
One could
An,
only
in,
hope.
You know?
an interesting, fun idea. Hey, Koza, give me a perception check.
Okay.
One could only hope.
Okay, yeah, you see him. You see a very
Steve.
familiar cat person.
Who's that over there?
They look like they're kind of talking to a couple of like just people, and you say, "Who's that over there?" And they turn to you and they go, and there's this look of like, "Oh God, it's you." It is a tabaxi, to which you know him as "Here, kitty, kitty."
Oh.
Yeah, I just want to scratch those ears.
Oh no.
Kozak continues the racism.
And I'm sure you're full of ale.
Oh,
Me?
now this is going to brighten my spirits right up.
No, I haven't had a drop to drink today, sir.
What use is an empty barrel then?
Hmm.
Did
I think
somebody say a drink? That sounds great. Let's go have a drink.
That might be a good idea. I'm
Zed's
looking at
gonna
this cat person.
Zed's gonna hand over his flask. This really, because oh shit, I don't think Sari's even seen it. It's this incredibly ornate, one of a kind, handmade, like just incredibly nice kind of silver and gold gilded flask
Ooh.
that he has. The I think he got whatever was like the top shelf,
Armando.
highest, nicest stuff from the Lofty Highborn.
Ah.
That flask
So he'll
was from the bazaar when you first entered into Zareth, and you
oh
went
yeah,
to
I
make
know.
a purchase, and it was from Armando.
It was Eduardo.
Eduardo. Eduardo Armando.
Eduardo.
Did he cast a spell on it so that it always has liquor in it? Was that? Am I
No,
remembering that right?
so the cool thing was that I thought about earlier, and I still haven't done anything with it. Was I asked him if it was possible to get it engraved,
Ah.
and he said, you have to wait a day, and then anything you think of, if you want to
Oh
have it
yeah.
engraved, you have to like think of something specific, and it'll kind of like magically be engraved into this. And Zed's never engraved it yet, somewhat intentionally. But
So if you think of J. Edgar Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover's gonna appear on the side of your flask. So clear your
Or,
minds, empty your minds.
or if you think of little one, it'll be a little tiny Durgan.
right, yeah, I've thought of a couple things, but nothing official. But yeah, he'll hand that over to Sari and
It's
just
like
be like,
one
right,
of those
sometimes
things.
we
Oh,
always, sometimes we just
Zed.
need a drink, eh?
Oh, thank you so much, my man. Just what I needed.
I
Yeah.
say, oh, go ahead.
Why don't you give some of that to that empty barrel over there? Maybe kick it down the stairs or something. I don't know. What else is use of barrels?
Well, my kitten, how are you enjoying the city here? Probably a lot better than that room we found you cowering in. But no matter. We intend to go back into harm's way. Would you like to join us?
Absolutely not, because I am not one of those people that throws their lives away for nothing.
You're here at this Adventurers Guild, are you not?
Yeah, I'm meeting with some friends.
Well, that's just great for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's
That's the-
fantastic for me. Don't you worry about that.
I'm happy for you.
I'm not necessarily happy for you, but you know, you do you.
Well, I have more generosity of spirit than you have. In any event, ta-ta for now.
All right. Try not to get a hole poked in you or anything. All that alcohol
I've
might
already
leak
got
out.
my back turned towards him.
Oh, he's still talking.
Great, I bet he is.
Cha leans over to Niabara. What started this seething rivalry, Niabara?
I believe that the Tabaxi put him in his place, and he's not liked it ever since.
Oh.
Put in my place. I just burned him. I just burned that cat man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zed's over here, probably sitting next to Sari, like just being like, I Kozik definitely just slam that guy.
Look how ruffled Kozik looks. His cheeks are all red and everything.
Oh,
It's my ruddy complexion. It's natural.
man. Call that a mahogany barrel oak. Mahogany oak barrel. There we go.
Oh, Zed, that's a beautiful flask and some damn fine whiskey. Thank you so much.
I
Just one more sip, would that be all right?
go for it. Yeah, we're gonna fill it back
Thank
up
you, my man.
in no time.
I'm just watching the list of party individual rivals just constantly growing.
I was so waiting for Kozik when the Tabaxi was like, I'm just here with my friends. I thought Kozik was gonna be like, you have friends?
Just gonna descend and become more and more grade school.
Yeah, well, you're
I
stupid.
invited the cat to join us, but not happening. So
I also
Yeah, well,
wouldn't join someone who called me kitten. Not gonna lie, I think I might punch a man in the face if he called me kitten.
So many of
I
our
think
rivalries have
they
to do
sh-
with cats for some strange reason.
Yeah, it's not weird.
it's true.
And one of our best allies, Cha brings out Mittens, a cute little bony kitten.
Who still has
Aw.
Alan?
Stroking his fur. Hey,
Still has
Alan, how you doing, buddy?
I'd probably say Alan was like curled up inside of Mittens because it's just a big old like
Oh,
bone,
in
a
his
rib
little rib
cage.
cage. That's a great idea.
Do you
Eh.
think Mittens still digest anything?
Oh, that would be creepy.
Who was that fella that Kozik was exchanging words with?
That was one of the other people that we rescued from the cave that we're about to go back into.
we found him in that pit of hell with Opal.
Oh yes.
And
And Bonk, don't forget
Kozik.
Bonk, the hero of that group.
We are not talking
Oh,
about Bonk.
how could I forget? Or the Dryad whose name
And the
I totally
Dryad.
took down.
Where's she at?
Regardless,
Kozik,
Kozik
where's she
put
at?
his foot in his mouth quite
Where's she at?
quite
Kozik-
steadily by implying that the tabaxia in front of us is a cat.
Okay, I see.
Cat.
He seems to have quite a bit of hostility towards the creature.
I think because the cat
mutual
took
at this
it in
point.
good stride. I mean, again, I would be quite upset with if someone just called me, I don't know,
Putty face.
purple. Oh, you purple. Like, yeah, I guess I am.
In hell,
but,
it would be
like-
like if somebody called me an imp. Very insulting. Like, a hellish little creature that just runs around out in the wastelands. I mean, that would be a big insult where I come from.
And so, in response, the tabaxi, whose name I do not know, called him a barrel, which I find greatly funny.
It's so basic. That kind of humor is just so basic. But
Again, I must say that the mahogany barrel oak should not speak.
let's get out of here. Have we not exhausted our potential here for the time being?
You definitely have. All right, to the where the hell are we going?
Outside the
Lofty High Bar?
I
door.
don't even know.
Let's go.
Weren't we going for a drink somewhere?
Yeah,
We gotta wait.
drinks.
We gotta wait for nightfall so these people can do their business that they have planned.
That's right.
Wait, you don't
could-
want to do the business with us, Kozak?
I'm no thief, nor apparently a lover. So
Well, you've stolen our
like
hearts.
I'm
so
up the
I
creek
beg to
without a
differ.
paddle.
Kozak villain arc
I quite
begins
think-
now.
Sorry, that's wrong.
That was a good one said. Okay
So-
then, to the lofty highborn to chill out and go on our dates.
You sure you don't want to go to the Flaming Horn?
To the flaming
Yeah, I
Let's
think
go
whores.
to the
fine.
flaming to the
The
flaming
flaming
horse.
whores.
Fuck, hopefully we get into a
GM.
bar fight or something.
Ooh, a bar fight. That'd be great. You know what? I haven't used my fist for days.
GM, about our pre-game
Yeah.
conversation, I can hear the keys jingling.
You will never truly know what is real and what is illusion.
Oh my god. Alrighty.
Did anyone hear that? That was fucking ominous.
Where'd that come from? Jeez.
Was that like thunder
see,
in
I'm
the
just used
Feywild?
to-
That you could just kind of hear voices from it?
What eldritch
used to
entity is
divine.
trying to take over our lives this day?
Very odd.
Or present
Incredibly.
keys.
Keys,
Oh no,
more
to the
keys.
flaming.
To the flaming whores.
To which you definitely know where that place is. How could you possibly forget the Flaming Horse? That ratty crap shack of a excuse of a tavern probably doesn't even deserve the right of being called a tavern and inn. But people go there nonetheless. And for those of you who have not been to it before,
Well, this is the
Imagine-
medium. This is the medium bar, right? Not the
No.
rat trap or whatever.
no, the Flaming Horse is
This is the low of the low.
the low.
Oh, this is the dive bar. Okay,
the
cool.
missing no is the medium.
Oh,
You know, you guys, we could just walk in there and start like a bar fight with each other, and then everybody else could join in.
I mean, at this point, you know the rules of the engagement are a chair has to be thrown. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's an urban druid wild shaped into a chair throwing themselves or an actual chair.
Just has to be a chair.
It has to be a chair that has to hit a wall.
Chaw's gonna walk into the flaming whore, and he's going to cast minor illusion of a chair hurling across the room and smashing into the wall, and use a bit of thaumaturgy to throw the windows open in dramatic fashion. Not thaumaturgy, but yeah, thaumaturgy. That's it. And just see if that actually gets the job done or not.
That does not. Oi, prick, stop making all that noise. You're just disturbing us. We're trying to have a good drink in here. Jeez. And close that damn window. It's cold out there. Just like a random person
Okay.
at a table.
Chaw, crestfallen, snaps his fingers, and the window slams shut again.
Oi, what did I
Well,
just
that
say
didn't
about
really
making all
work.
that noise? Gonna draw a whole bunch of attention here. Jeez.
I can't close the windows with certain speeds. It's either they're open or they're closed.
Boy, I swear everybody's a prick around here.
Should I start a bar fight with him?
That guy. I hate that guy.
Is there anybody in here that anybody hates?
let's
guess-
start with a drink, Cha, and then
Okay,
we'll see
we'll
what
have a
happens
drink.
after that.
Gosh, that was so anticlimactic. Jeez.
Illusions.
I'll buy
don't
the
work
first
that-
round.
All right.
Thanks, Kozik.
I'll take some actual drinks this time around instead of just water.
Gotta go to my alcohol. Or there it is.
You wouldn't
So-
happen to have a black tiefling, would you?
What?
You know, black tiefling. It's got like a coffee liqueur, little bit of potato rum.
All right. Well, here's the
Some
menu.
ice.
Either way, and he slides you the
Okay.
menu.
Jeez.
On it
Here in the
is
Feywild. Go ahead.
there's the flame breath, the fire water, the hot take, the burning love, and let's see, and the hot shit. Those are the beverages that you'd probably recall from the first time you came in here.
All right,
Ooh,
Cha
the
will take a
burning love.
hot shit.
What?
Take anything that you
I
can.
want the burning love. Hot shit.
Oh, sorry. Wow. I was sorry for being presumptuous. Okay, one of those.
All
Have you
right,
just
one
got
hot
a
shit.
whiskey?
That would be a fire water probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one of those then. Yeah, make it a double.
All right. Double fire water. All right. What about you? And then the person looks to. So who ordered already? So we got a burning love, 2 fire water.
I'm getting a fire water.
All right, 2 fire waters. All right. What else? What else? What about you, Miss?
I'll take a fire water as well.
All right, another fire water. What about you over there? And points at Niavara.
Niavara folds her arms and she's like, is there anything else other than flaming love and flaming water?
Yeah, we got water.
I'll pass.
All right, lovely. All right, what about you over there, Miss or Mister? Oh, wait, say we did. Sorry, did Opal, we did Niavara.
Excuse me, I've got long hair, but I've also got a beard.
I've seen bearded ladies before, and you're probably the
Alright.
cutest of them. Don't you worry.
Apparently, I've also got soft hands. Ask Marge. Anyway, I'll just do
Oh,
a
you
fire
know
water as well.
Marge.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Marge, that son of a bitch. That
Yeah, we
son of a
worked with
bitch.
Marge.
We also know Tamara. Does that get us a discount or something?
No, that makes the price go up. That other
You
son
don't
of
know
a bitch.
Tamara. That was a lie.
All right, it's a
who's
good thing you don't
Tamara?
know her.
I like to make up names in my spare time and tell people that I know them, and then see what their reactions are. It's a fun game for me.
All right.
Quit while you're ahead, my friend.
I'm gonna stop. I just
Cold
fire
read
water.
technique.
All right, a whole lot of fire water. Got it. And this dude looks like clothing wise, he kind of just looks not really ratty apparel, but he's just like, I just woke up out of bed, threw a shirt on, I didn't give a fuck about how many wrinkles are in it. I'm just here to work, all right. And it's not like stained or anything. It's just like they don't really care about appearance as much as some other taverns might.
I've got a growing apprehension about the quality of this fire water.
And it
It's
doesn't
total
really.
crap. It's the bar fights that we're really here for.
Oh, if only I had drank from Zed's flask before we came, I wouldn't have anything to compare it to.
So technically, this will be the best drink you've had. So it only takes a couple of minutes for them to come back. All right. Here you go. But before
there
he
it is,
slides
that
it to
double
you,
nine.
he kind of sits there and waits for the payment. Very very shady establishment-esque, I'll give this to you when you pay me.
Well, what's the damage, landlord?
Let's see. We got 3 fire waters, and let's see. We got that. because I actually have prices here. 16, 20. All right, that's gonna come out to about 20 copper. You know, because you totally don't know a Tamara.
Okay, I fish around for that. Okay,
Nice
20.
sound effect. It's good.
and I hand it over.
I was just
All right.
transported.
Enjoy your beverages,
I know it makes me
And-
want to get some coins just for that.
and I hope you have bandages. Anyway, and he walks off.
Bandages. Hmm.
Oh, I think he just referenced it where there's gonna be a bar fight. I can't wait. You guys get your drinks fast so we can start the bar fight.
Oh my god.
Give me that one. That doubles mine. Thank you.
So before we get wrapped up in any kind of bar fight scenarios,
Oh,
or potential bar fights, you know, it's not guaranteed. You guys might not even, you guys might not want to be in a bar fight at all, you know.
yeah.
You might have a change of heart.
Well, there is a little escapade we've got planned for later. So we do have to be careful about what we'd get into right now, don't we?
Nothing a good night's sleep won't fix.
No, but we've got the business over at the florist's.
Oh, right. Well,
I mean, I've
I
not
wasn't
drunk,
gonna
so
use
I'm
I
fine.
wasn't gonna use any
I'm
magic.
sure
I was
that
just gonna.
Zedrin will be fun.
Hmm.
So the question is,
moment
who all
Opal
is
gets her
drinking?
drink- The moment Opal gets her drink, it's going down the hatch.
Yeah,
Unaffected.
Kozlik drinks it. No prob.
Ditto.
All right.
Well, I just
So
spit out a bit of mine, but I managed to choke the rest of it down.
so anybody who's not drinking can give me a perception check. Okay. I think it's on. Okay. Niavara, the chair that you're sitting on is shifting ever so slightly.
Also,
As in, so I mean, you've dealt with mimics before, so it's there's some animation to it.
Oh my.
she
it's
taps
not
her fingers on the like the seat of the chair, like
Mm-hmm.
um
It's almost like it's like a sense. Yeah, you have a decent passive. Yeah, it almost like a sense of boredom coming from it, like almost like you know when you're sitting next to somebody and like their leg just starts twitching or like they're bouncing or they just have to do something with their hands. It's kind of you kind of get that feeling. Like it's too quiet in here.
Won't be quiet for long.
are all of the chairs mimics that Niavar can see, like next to, and the two people sitting next to her?
Well, they're not mimics. There's something else, but there's definitely some intelligence behind them in their kind of growing impatience.
If they're not mimics, then what are they?
I don't know.
They want us to get in a bar fight.
Can Niavar do some sort of check this, like see if she knows what this is?
I'd probably say an Arcana would be the most apt.
I love having an int of 0.
Yikes.
Oh, nice.
Yikes.
That's 3. Nice.
Yeah, no.
Niavara is many things. Incredibly smart is not one of them,
Hmm.
but that's fine.
If only you had
Um,
asked your artificer for help.
Where is the artificer sitting at this round table, I'm imagining?
Hmm. Probably next to or directly between Niavara and somebody else. So getting Opal's attention will not be terribly hard.
It's a matter of, does Niavara want to spill the beans? If she can tell that everything is this, she doesn't know what it is, but like can tell that it's kind of bored. She's like, you know what? The furniture in here is really lively, don't you think, Opal?
Lively.
Yeah. It's got a real feel to it.
It. Hmm. Opal's. I think Opal would put it together rather quickly that something is up with the chairs in this place, and will try as well to roll Arcana to see what is up with these things.
I mean, by the
I'm
way, you
going to.
guys do have inspirations you can spend on it. There's something you want to find out.
The drinks has gotten to Opal's head already so quickly.
had
My
one.
I
God.
doubt that. I highly doubt that.
I had a single drink.
Zedrin, have you ever run into, like, I don't know, chairs that have feelings?
Opal, or not Opal. Niavara, are you sure you haven't had a drink yet?
Oh, yeah.
Positive.
Once there, when we were on the ship, there was one time that, well, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Good
Mm.
try, Sid. Good try.
Sari's got a little bit of a feeling that something's going on here, and she's slowly standing up from her chair and suggesting, you might want to get up, everyone.
Oh,
Head over.
nothing's gonna eat you, sorry. It's quite alright. They're just bored. I also don't know what they are. They're not mimics, though.
They want
Are
to
you
be
are
thrown
you
so that we can
sure?
start a bar fight. That's the whole
Oh.
point.
My goodness. Chaw, do it.
Chalk gets up and throws a chair across the room.
Give me a dex. I
Yes.
think it's acrobatic. I was at this acrobatics mixed
Rolls.
up.
Acrobatics.
The dex one.
16.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So you go to grab the chair. Oh my god,
Oh,
that is
no.
the second one I've rolled tonight. That's amazing.
Uh-oh. What's
so
going to happen?
So you go to grab the chair, and just as you go to grab it, it shifts just enough that you just miss entirely. and
My goodness.
and
Possible to start a bar fight in this place.
but it rolled so fucking well. So you go to try and throw the chair and you miss, and just kind of, I mean, with the 16, it's not bad. So it's not like you trip, fall, hit your head, and really embarrass yourself. But the chair just kind of shifts at the last second, and as it does so, it's gonna. Can it do that? Yeah, it kind of can. It kind of sounds like maybe there's like it's kind of scratching in the floor. Like it's trying to communicate, but chairs don't have mouths. And then the chair just throws itself at the wall.
Oh, yes.
And at that point, the barkeep points at a random person, what seems random to you. Oi, Billy, you son of a bitch! I know you undercut me last time. Get over here. And then a guy stands up from the table. Oi, you bastard! I paid that tab, you shithead. Oh yeah? Well, say that to my face. Well then, come over here and I'll say it to your face.
Chow's just smiling.
Who's taking in the sights?
And at that point, as like the guy starts walking over, he bumps into a couple other people and they're just like, "Hey man, fucking, I'm drinking here. I'm drinking here." Like, "Oh yeah, you want a piece of me too? Huh? What? You bastard? I don't know who you are, but I'll fight you." Hey, I'm just trying to have a. You know what? I'll fight you too, you son of a bitch. And he stands up, and at that point, it's just like everybody just sort of picks somebody to hate, and the brawl is on, and we'll end session there.
Oh, that's so sad. I have to miss the session next time.
Oh no!
I actually
not-
get to miss. I actually am gonna miss the bar fight.
Oh, it's so sad, Chaw.
Lame.
Picturing
Just if-
Shaw gets hit upside the head quickly.
There we go. Just get knocked out right before I even throw a punch.
Just as everybody starts fighting, Sorry just sneaks behind the bar and grabs a bottle of firewater.
That's right.
One day you guys will figure out the secret behind these self-throwing chairs. But apparently it was not tonight.
The secret behind the self-throwing chairs.
That was fun. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
That is two
So
fucking nat
what
20s
what did
tonight.
we accomplish in this whole time?
Not a damn thing.
People got flowers.
I
Flowers were
think we're looking
delivered.
Flowers, a tender
We
moment
went to the
between Zed
Adventuring
and
Guild.
Tiffany.
To be
Yeah, we
fair, I
screwed
think
around
we're
with the
looking for a
changeling.
fresh day to start with our adventure back to the to the dungeon with.
Yeah, after we see if Niavara can gank this cool
Deal
button
above
or
the
whatever.
The button. Yep. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a button heist
But
with Zed and Niavara.
We're gonna go
Stakes
in there,
have never been
Eldritch God.
higher.
nice.
I don't know.
You know,
I think we
are
might
really good
wanna
at just,
like,
at just
literally-
fucking around. You
Literally
know?
earlier this day, we met with Lady Miriam. Zed put a gem inside of his head that could potentially trap Marn, and then we fucking go get flowers and
We got
some
flowers
baked goods.
twice.
Yeah, we got
Twice.
multiple flowers.
Don't forget Dervin.
But
Oh, no,
you're
I
right.
didn't
In
forget.
context, a lot. This is a busy day.
Long
This
day.
is a busy
yeah.
day for our characters.
Gone drinking at least once today.
We've cast
At
Disguise
least.
Self at least 10 times,
Multiple
and I don't
times.
know if you guys even have the fucking spell economy for the amount of fucking disguises that we've done.
Luckily, Cha has
Also,
a hat of
okay,
disguise, so
I'm-
he does just
I
cast it.
didn't want to
over
bring
him.
this up at the time, but I'm almost certain.
Shit, I gotta do laundry tonight.
Okay, we actually have to figure this out, because who all was aware of what was going on with the like shape-shifting thing? Were we all just kind of like standing in a fucking group watching all of this happening? Because
Yeah, they were open about it. There was no secret.
well, no, not
And-
just the
and then
shapeshifter dude.
Niavara.
I'm talking about Niavara.
Niavara was totally open this session. That
This-
was one of the
This
most
was the
remarkable
first
things
time,
ever.
if I'm not mistaken, that anyone else besides
Niavara-
Cha
Yeah. Has
now
seen
knows
her
that
do it
Niavara
willingly.
is a changeling.
I don't think she said it like she was trying to like say it sneakily enough, because I don't think so we had gone over to the table as a party to sit down and read the thing. Niavara got up from the table and Chaw came with her. I
So
think Opal
that's what I was
and
wondering,
Sari came with.
like who
Opal
all
did come
knows,
with you.
because I don't know if I misunderstood, but like you pretty much just like openly
Just hidden it.
ousted yourself as a changeling.
Very
think-
quietly acknowledged myself as a changeling to the other changeling. In front of definitely Chaw. I believe Sari and Opal were there.
I wasn't. Fair. To be fair, I had to have
Sari
been
did
there
say that
because
she
you
was
saw
standing
me do
back, I
shit.
think.
Yeah, well, Sari was with Zed, because so that's why
Yeah.
I'm wondering like where everyone was, because Sari was next to Zed. He gave her the flask. I'm not sure exactly where Kozik was. So that's why I'm trying to find like potential proximity here, because
Oh, but we
this
were
would be the
watching. Sari was watching everything that
I
was
think
going on.
unless you were reading
So-
lips, you would
so
just
this
see her like goofing off with this guy that was also shifting, but we wouldn't
And
necessarily
specifically
know.
after Chaw also Chaw became a changeling first, and Niavara seemingly
Right.
copied,
We were
and
all
then was
kinda
just like
screwing
having
around
a
with this
chat.
guy.
we've
But
seen
what is it you're
Niavara.
saying we wouldn't know though? Because we saw
Okay,
you all
so
changing.
so
But what wouldn't
basically,
we know?
so what I'm bringing up, the importance of what I'm bringing up is the entire party knows Niavara as a drow, and she
with
has
certain
disguised
talents.
she
Yeah.
has disguised self, so she can change her appearance. However, that's not the only way that she can change her appearance. And I think Cha, this is like all OOC, but like Cha's the only person
Yeah.
in the party that really knows that Niavara is not a drow. And so I was wondering if this was a big reveal as far as who all saw all of that and what did we see and how did we interpret it. I didn't want to bring it up in the moment to like sidetrack stuff, but it did seem like whoever was there for all of that would have knowledge that you're a changeling.
I was
Mm.
wondering that as well. I was thinking the same thing and being like,
Like
wow,
you kind of
she's
like,
like totally open about it
yeah.
now.
So I rolled the stealth at the start of that because she was attempting to get up by herself.
Oh.
I had interpreted it as it was Niavara, Cha, and then Opal, who like Niavara doesn't really care if Opal knows. Like whatever Opal takes from it, Opal takes from it. She was trying to keep her voice down about the whole changeling thing, but she was more like frustrated than anything. But I believe Sari's comment at the end that I played off of, which is that Niavara is just jealous. And then saying, yes, of course, I'm so fucking jealous. Do you know how badly I want to be able to change my form that easily and copy people that effectively?
Right.
Reestablishing the cover story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Or at least
so.
attempting to. But if Zedrin has suspicions, Zedrin has suspicions.
Well,
No,
and
no,
I've
no.
got
I'm
Sari has eagle ears. I was hearing every word you guys were saying. Sari's an elf. She can hear everything going on in that room.
Oh, that changes things.
Is that a thing?
Elves
can
have
hear?
Is it?
amazing hearing, don't they? That's my memory.
Is that part of
That depends on
is
your
that part of their
stats.
skill set?
Well,
But
I'm
she
just
does have wisdom and perception's a skill, so in this case, yes.
How high was the passive? Because I can roll like a quick deception to see how well she was keeping her voice down. And we can roll it against Sari's passive perception and hindsight.
Okay.
Is that
Do it.
necessary? Okay.
Totally necessary. Contested
Oh no!
rolls. Oh shit.
Okay, now wait. I'm rolling. You guys gotta help me out here.
Oh no! Your
No,
passive
you're gonna
perception
do
is your perception.
Yeah, you already
Oh,
you
okay.
won.
Oh, okay.
You won.
Well, cool.
So
the
you
You
would have
won.
heard that. I
only
guess part of the
Niavara-
interesting piece though is that this
Is that-
changeling is totally open about being a changeling. when that's typically a big no-no for changelings to be open about who they are.
This is
Or
Zara.
at least it's a
Anything goes.
Right.
big no-no for Neovara, especially. Hence why she's
Right.
been pretty big on keeping up the perception of herself as a drow.
Well, that was pretty
so-
dangerous for you to be doing all that out in front of so many people, all the changing.
Oh, yeah. But like that's also like part of the Feywild. She also doesn't care about it.
She's not. She doesn't hide that she changes. She's only hides that she's a changeling. Because there are plenty of magics. Cha has
Yeah.
them too, where he can change into virtually anything.
Opal
Uh-huh.
can
What she
Opal
can
use
do
disguise
is
self.
actually change. Like instead of casting an illusion like Cha can to
Right,
look like
right.
something else, she actually changes into that thing
Right.
So like
physically.
if you try and touch an illusion in D&D, it will, potentially vanish.
You'll
but
feel the real thing.
exactly,
Right?
which
can
is
see
why
through
Yeah.
Opal reached out to pinch the other changeling skin to see if it copied the sort of characteristics of
Uh-huh.
it.
Right, right.
And damn it did.
So yes, Neovara wasn't hiding it from Opal because like whatever, Opal's Opal. She's hiding her own thing. It's sort of real respects real. Cha already knew.
Yeah.
Kozik was at the table because I didn't hear anything otherwise, and Zedrin was drinking with Sorry.
And I was wrong about the hearing. It's the vision. Sorry about that. With the elves, it's the vision.
Oh, no
I
worries.
think there's a specific skill where you can read lips if you're a ranger, maybe, right? You like read lips, or is that a particular feat?
I think if you've
That
got
would be
a
a
high
feat.
perception,
Well, there's a particular way
oh,
that
a
someone can
particular
read
one.
lips. Like it's a
Uh-huh.
specific D&D rule. And if you don't hide your lips and someone has that ability, they can tell exactly what you're saying
Mm-hmm.
from like across a room.
It is definitely a feat. I know which feat that is.
Yeah, that was
Tell
that was
us.
interesting. I think that was one reason Cha was a little like wow, look at, and it wasn't only
Didn't
that.
Neovara
Neovara
take
was
that
like
one?
just being open in general today.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like stunning and disconcerting and confusing and delightful.
Neovara is generally unsettled by the Feywilds and has been since she got here.
It's a weird area. It's a weird place.
Well, on some level, she feels robbed. Malding, coping, seething.
Upset that you were out changeling.
I knew that the second that the DM said that this that this changeling was better at the craft than Neobar, I was like, oh no, you didn't. Oh no,
I
know
didn't.
what you've
The DM
started.
didn't say that.
Now
He
there's a
said that.
rivalry.
Oh, it's not even necessarily like a
They didn't
rivalry.
say-
Neovar is not actually mad
Didn't she
that, like,
take
out of
feet?
character, Neovar is not mad that he's better at it
Rivalry
than
with
she is.
yourself.
She's mad that she was denied a chance at community.
Oh, I see.
She's lonely. She's railing.
Mm,
Yeah, I think Cha
So-
picked up on that and was like,
mm.
where are your people? Are they concentrated somewhere? Because I think he knows that about Neovara.
So this isn't like really jealousy. This is anger. This is envy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Also,
Wow.
what feat did you take, Neva?
Huh?
'Cause I thought you took that particular feat.
No, I definitely didn't.
What feat?
Oh, the
A
reading
feat
lips.
to read lips. Neovar definitely has never taken such a feat. I don't think I've had the time to take a feat like that yet.
Oh, it's because you have expertise and perception. Okay, okay. That's what it was.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, didn't you have like a really high that passive perception? That's because of that.
I have insanely high passive perception because of expertise.
There's a way.
Rogues!
There's a way to get that even higher. Anyway,
Hey,
Good
that was
session,
fun.
everyone.
Yeah, goofing
Yeah, that was
around.
fun.
So you can
That
get a
was fun.
24.
Everybody's itching for action. Enjoy that bar fight without me next time,
Oh, Chaw.
They'll
or
tell the
get
tales
yourself
of how
out.
Chaw
Just
died.
get yourself out of it.
Don't worry.
Or get yourself out of it
R.I.P.
before it
Shaw.
even starts.
It's just like, no, nobody rolled high enough to figure out what these chairs are. No.
Dude,
Oh, you're messing with
Aw.
us now.
He
I
wants us to know. Sometimes when you're DM, you just want people to know the thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Opal had
Totally.
Roll well
literally
enough
a
to know.
+7 to Arcana,
Totally.
and she rolled a 2.
And you guys are so busy hoarding inspiration.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see if Cha knows what this thing is.
No.
What would be our roll?
We
He hasn't tried.
we
though,
only
at
have
all.
one more. We have one more Oh, right. Okay. We have one more person to get to everyone having inspiration.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
not
Opal.
an inspiration. Cha didn't try to figure it out, but I think he would if everybody else is. So what would that be? Insight or perception?
I mean, that's something we'll have to figure
Arcana.
out another time
Next
because
session,
session has ended.
Okie dokie.
Oh, Chaw. So sorry you're going to miss the bar fight.
Me too.
You were
It's quite clear
aching for that bar fight.
I
from what the
know.
DM has been leading up to. It's going to be an actual bar fight. We will
I mean,
Fight
yeah.
the
The
bar.
bar is
We can
going to
fight
fight
the whole
us.
bar.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Or it's just gonna be a barf. Ite.
I.
Yep.
Yep.
Because
Well,
that's
have a
what you do
great
in
week,
bars.
everybody.
Yeah, have a
Yes,
great couple of weeks
happy
there,
New
Chaw.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Yeah.
everyone.
Here, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy New
take
Year.
care, everyone.
We'll see
See
you
you
all
in
Happy holidays as well.
2024.
It'll be great to see you guys next
Bye.
time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yep,
Bye.
talk to you.
Bye.
All right. I'm gonna wrap up the stream
right.
there.
I'm gonna end stream and then I'm gonna eat. So,
Just remember to hit the end stream button.
hey, buddy. Yeah, that's so funny, dude.
All right. Thank you guys for
Um,
watching and hanging out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
drop
wrap
out of
up the
chat.
stream.
I might DM you because I had a couple thoughts about some things, but
Yep. I'll be around. I got stuff to do for tomorrow. Family. All right, until next time. All right, y'alls. I'm gonna wrap up the stream there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely had a lot of fun with the D&D podcast, pretty much. As Opal said, jingle them keys. Jingle them keys. Yeah, so pretty much we do this every Wednesday from about 7:30 to 10:30 Pacific, and sometimes a little bit of post-game chatter or post-game therapy session, as I like to call it. Let's see what else. So tomorrow is our Wednesday session of The Wanderers. We start that at 5:30 Pacific. So if you want some D&D with a whole different group and a whole different vibe and a whole different feel, then by all means pop on in. I hope to catch you. I hope you show up, hope to see you there. And if not, it's all good. You don't hurt my feelings or anything. Just me, not hurt my feelings or anything. Yeah, tomorrow will be a very busy day for me. I got holiday stuff to do and I got a game to run. So, with that, for yous on the Ubes Tubes, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to catch you next time.